Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to episode 62 of the X Button Gaming Podcast. On this episode, we're going to be going over some of the recent happenings in the video game world. It's been a lot going on lately. I was gathering my thoughts as I was muting everybody and adjusting my volume because I was too loud at the beginning. But I have a few guests here with me. For better or worse, I decided to invite Rodney back again.
I'm here.
Wait, is that the Darb Man?
It is indeed.
The Darb Man.
It is in fact the Darb Man.
Oh man, I recently, a friend of mine met you for the first time, and I was like, oh yeah, me and Rodney have been friends for a long time, and we were talking, and I was like, yeah, Rodney's an ass. And he's like, but he seems so nice. I'm like, oh no, he is nice. But I'm like, no, I was just messing with him though. I'm like, he just roasts me in it, and I like it. That's why I keep him around.
Right.
Keeps you humble, Chris.
That's why I'm here now.
Exactly.
So let me start. I have a list.
Oh, you just write stuff down. Like every time you hear my name come up, you're like, ooh,
Oh, no, perfect.
something to write down. And then we have Jimmy here again.
I am back.
If you're sick of him, let me know, and I'll take him out of the next episode.
This is going to be a weird episode for me and all of you, the listeners. Should I say why now, or should I just?
It's your butt.
All right, it's my butt. It's literally my butt. All right, guys. So what's the elephant in the room? I am having a colonoscopy tomorrow / endoscopy, and so I'm.
old.
Yeah, maybe. And so I'm drinking this solution, and I have to drink another cup in literally 30 seconds, or so.
We better stop talking soon.
And so I am going to be expelling contents from one of the ends of my body involuntarily.
How many ends do you have?
Anyways, the code word when I have to leave is going to be Wario. So if you hear Wario, it means I got to go, and you can pause it or you can keep running it, whatever you got to do.
I thought you were going to say, like, you're going to be making some new DLC or something.
Yeah.
got downloadable content coming.
I got to step away.
Yeah. I like it. All right.
All right.
So,
well, it'll
Sorry.
be a fun one. We'll make sure to roast them real good.
So yeah,
for
this is what's our subject today? The Nintendo Direct,
I
essentially.
already forgot.
Why are you here?
Summer 2024 colonoscopy edition.
Oh yeah, wow. We're really making this a good one.
Yeah. That's the title, actually.
Oh man, I don't think anything's made me feel older than the fact that my best friend from childhood is getting a colonoscopy tomorrow.
Hoping for a clean bill of health. We'll see what happens.
Here's to hoping.
I was going to make a joke about the clean thing, but no.
All poop jokes are welcome and
Okay.
just go for it.
Okay, gotcha.
Just go out. He'll be doing that. So.
This whole episode is a poop joke, essentially.
Oh man, at this point, everybody, all the new listeners have tuned out.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, that's a weird podcast. Oh man, and then last but not least, we have Hannah back, James's lovely wife.
Hey guys, I
Hey.
am not getting a colonoscopy tomorrow, so I will not be pooping this whole
I would
episode.
really be confused as to why we're doing this
Are
episode.
there even enough bathrooms for both of us to be pooping this whole episode?
They're just taking turns pooping.
Strong couples do everything together,
Yeah.
except colonoscopies.
We're the strongest
apparently.
of couples.
Not strong enough, apparently. No, well, I appreciate you guys coming on here. This was a great direct, and lots of stuff happened this last couple weeks, so it'll be fun to talk about.
Wario.
Okay, and it begins. All right, he's muted. So we're gonna go ahead. So we're just gonna treat this like an extra episode and not talk about what we've been playing or anything like that. We're just gonna get straight into the topic at hand. And before we talk about the Nintendo Direct, because it was the one that we were all the most excited about, and probably most people in general, we figured we'd just talk about some of the things from all of the different showcases that came up. That we're individually most excited for. So over the course of about, I would say 2 weeks, we had a PlayStation State of Play, Summer Game Fest, Day of the Devs, Xbox had a showcase, LR Limited Run did their own showcase E3 thing. That I don't know what that was all about, but and then lastly, Nintendo had their Direct. So and there's probably even other. Oh, the indie one too. The
Wholesome.
the Wholesome Direct.
Yeah.
There was a lot that happened over the course of 2 weeks. But so on that note, were there any games from any of those other showcases that you guys are specifically excited for?
Rodney, you go.
Okay. Yes, there was a couple. Nothing from Sony or Xbox. I mean, there's some cool stuff that they showed, but I mean, I'm not really, looking to play a lot of that. But Day of the Devs and the LRG show, there was a lot of stuff. I don't know how to say the name. Renane, I think it's like a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania kind of thing.
Yeah, that looked really good.
That was cool. The Pedal Runner.
That one's on my list for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about that because it kind of has like that Game Boy Pokemon kind of thing where you're just,
Yeah, very much so that Game Boy Color aesthetic with all of the way, the styling of it. And then it's funny that it's a slice of life game where you're delivering pets on a bike.
Delivering pets, yeah.
But then they toss in like mini games and puzzles and stuff. I don't know, like I was all in as I was watching it.
I like it. I was just like, yeah, I'll play this. This looks fun.
Yeah.
It's different, So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. And then Screenbound. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, that one's on my list
too. That
too.
one's so weird. You're holding like this Game Boy, and then it's a 3D world, but then it's 2D on the screen of the Game Boy, and you're jumping, and it corresponds to what you're doing in the 3D.
Do you feel like motion sickness is gonna be a thing in that game? Because
for somebody, yeah.
like switching between like the forward and the back of the
Yeah.
screen and then the other screen.
Yeah, because I mean, the way it looks is like depending on how much you want to look, you can put the screen closer to the character's face or further away.
Yeah.
It's a really cool concept and super unique. Like I love the look of it. And just the simple fact that there's certain like the enemies you can't see in the 3D world, but they can hurt you in the 3D world. But you have to look at your little Game Boy to actually do damage or take them out. And there's certain hidden things that you can only see in one screen and not the other. Like it's just a really cool concept and definitely one of the more unique concepts I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that's why I liked the other kind of stuff more than like Xbox I mean, it's like, yeah, there's new, Doom or something, or yeah, there's another Gears of War. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know. But like there's these other showcases that have like these really cool games with really interesting concepts. It's like something completely new. I'm like, yeah, I want to play that more than, Yeah.
I think Day of the Devs was the one I watched last, and it was probably my favorite showcase. Like lots of interesting stuff coming out of that. Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Well, Hannah, why don't you go next?
Okay, so from Day of the Devs, there was a little game called Hello Again, which they said it was like Groundhog's Day mixed with Animal Crossing, where you're stuck in like a time loop that keeps repeating.
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to like figure out your puzzles of like why you're stuck in the time loop. I love Groundhog Day. Such a good movie. So like anytime somebody's like, this is like Groundhog's Day, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in. So that's one thing from Day of the Devs.
It's a cool concept that's also becoming more popular in media.
Yeah.
That same day being repeated.
Yeah.
And when it's done well, it really works.
Because it's kind of like very psychological horror if you think about it. But
yeah, because it would be terrifying to just repeat the same day over and over again.
For sure. But they said it was cozy, so I hope that it is.
Cozy's different things to different people.
True. From just an honorable mention from Day of the Devs. I don't know if I'm going to play it, but did you guys see the commercial for Tom the Post Girl? It looks so funny. The girl who's delivering mail but can't stop peeking in the windows, and like bad stuff is happening in the windows, and it's like, do you peek or not? Oh my gosh, it looks so funny.
Like witnessing scandals.
Yeah, like witnessing horrible things happening.
Tom
and she's
the Post, so she's a peeping Tom.
A peeping
Yes.
Tom. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know if I'll play it though. But from
that would be scandalous.
Yes. From Summer's Game Fest, I saw Wanderstop. It says it's a tea cafe management game, and I don't super love management games. Like always, like there has to be some other premise to it to like really keep me like interested in like managing a cafe.
I hear you.
But the main character used to be like a soldier, and it like seemed like she had like a panic attack in the middle of the trailer.
Yeah.
And like she's like, I don't want to be here. I need to like get out of here. And so I'm like, okay, so there's clearly like a big twist that's in this where like I don't know.
Yeah, and they ended that trailer off well too, making it obvious that there's more than just managing a tea store.
Yeah. So like that, it seems really cute though, and hopefully it's not so cute.
Yeah, I think we're all watching it separately, but talking on Discord, and that was the one where I was like, hey, finally a Hannah game.
Yes, it was the first Hannah game. I was like, oh yes, thank you. Okay, so then I actually had a couple from Xbox. I've never played Fable. Okay, that's a lie. I want to play Fable. I tried to play Fable when recently, the first one, I was like, oh, I'll try. And like, it gave me such bad motion sickness. Like, I couldn't even get out of the first, like, to go talk to my first character. I was like almost throwing up. Like, I was like, I can't handle this.
Was it in the first person perspective? I'm trying to remember.
It's the game isn't. I don't know if there's a first person mode,
No.
but it's definitely third person.
I remember we were at the beach house when you brought this up, right? When you tried to play it, and there was really bad input lag because I for whatever reason I couldn't get the TV to switch over into game mode, and so it was like you press, terrible. Everyone knows what input lag is. You press a button, and then like a split second later, the action actually happens. That doesn't help with motion sickness. I wouldn't think if it's movement based and stuff, that can really mess with you. I don't know.
This makes it sound like I've mentioned motion sickness multiple times now. I am not like throwing up every time I'm playing games.
She touches a boat. And
Yeah.
just starts
Well, no. But yeah, I don't know.
might be worth trying it again because input lag, or even like sometimes when it's your console isn't set up properly on the TV that it's being used on, it can even make it's an older game, so it can look really
Yeah.
bad if it's not upscaling correctly or anything.
It's true.
Which will then also that make it blurry and kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
So it might be worth trying. It's a fun game. I never finished it though.
You never finished it. Well, hopefully the new one will be good enough. And if the newest one that's coming out is good enough, maybe I'll go back and try the other ones. I don't think that they are probably that connected.
I don't
It's
think
been
so.
like
I don't get the
20
feeling.
years.
I'd be
Nah,
surprised.
It's all right. You can just leave those alone.
Great. Perfect.
I haven't played them
So-
either, but
Yeah.
Thanks for your input, Rodney.
you're welcome.
It was hard to like get like a full like taste of what it was from the trailer. So I'm like, I don't know what this is really
Yeah.
going to be like, but I'll at least try it. It's on Game Pass.
The Fable
so-
trailers have been more cinematic than gameplay heavy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily a good thing, but I mean,
Fable's
what it is.
big thing back in the day was it was one of the first games that truly let you be either very good or very evil. So that was their selling point. Like you can choose which direction you want to go, and like most games that maybe had any kind of choices before had you can do this one good thing or just don't help that person. It's kind of bad. But Fable was like, you can help this kid or you can kick him in the face. Like, and
That's
like
my perfect game.
it's literally, it has some really dark choices.
Interesting.
And then your character kind of evolved accordingly. Like they were still
this
human,
sounds
but
like-
they'd look more like angelic if you went the light route, or they'd look more demonic if you went the dark route.
Nice.
Interesting.
So they just would look, they'd have like a darker look to them and stuff. But
Yeah, sounds interesting. I definitely at least want to try the new one. For
yeah,
sure.
it could be good. I don't know. The trailer wasn't a lot to like.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. But like I keep like it's like I mean even like listening to you say that I'm like yeah that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, I mean it's probably an early prototype. It was the earliest game to do it before even Knights of the Old Republic, and then obviously that went on to Mass Effect, and you
Yeah,
like Mass
I love
Effect.
Mass Effect.
So yeah, it's probably at least worth a try. That style of game, kind of in a more of a third-person action fantasy world.
Yeah.
Last trailer had Richard Ayoade in it, so I'll try it if he's actually in the game.
Nice.
Is that the guy from the IT crowd?
Yeah.
Which I still haven't watched, but that's what I know he's from.
Brother.
I know. Jaden let me borrow it so I can watch it. I just need to do
Okay.
it. Anything else, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Also, South of Midnight looks so cool.
It does look cool.
I'm so into the like bayou.
Louisiana.
It looks so cool. Like I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
this-
the monsters look really cool.
Yeah, the
It-
giant alligator
Yeah.
and the clock tower and everything's crumbly and mossy and swampy.
It looks really cool.
So
Yep.
that looks cool. I don't know much about it because it's like, these are all very early trailers, but we'll see how it evolves. And then honestly, the game that I'm most excited for from pretty much any of the directs was Winter's Burrow on Xbox.
That's the only Xbox game I wrote down.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah, I thought it looked really very appealing.
Yeah, they said it's like a cozy survival game, so there is like a little bit of like light horror elements, like very like there's some scary stuff, but like there's also like the coziness of like making your outfits or making your little burrow den
Yeah.
thing.
It kind of made me think it's not the same, but it still reminded me of like Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
And like some of those, I guess, Redwall, like that kind of stuff where
Yes.
it's like the animals have more of like a role, human type role.
Yes.
And I've played a few games like that over, not the same style of game, but
With
where
mice?
with mice and stuff. Like I played Tales of Iron last year that I really liked. And I played Moss on PlayStation VR, and I really liked that. They're not comparable to this game at all, but it's that same style.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Anything
I think
with
I like it.
mice, we're in.
Yeah, they
Give
should
me a
make
mouse.
A Redwall game. That'd be cool.
That
Oh
would be
my
cool.
gosh, it would be so cool.
I dig that.
Can you become a dev and make that, please?
Absolutely. I'll have it on next year.
Dang, you're quick. Ask Rodney to do something. Get it done.
I did forget. Sorry, were you gonna keep going?
I'm done.
Okay, I did forget about South of Midnight and Indiana Jones. I just looked at the list.
Oh, yeah.
So there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple that I did like from Xbox. So
Okay,
I
I'm
would say
not.
that.
It'll sound like I'm just trying to be a negative Nelly, but as I was watching the Indiana Jones trailer, I was like, I know this has got to be early footage because this game looks terrible.
Really? You thought so?
Like animation, like graphically,
It was a
I'm
little
like
slow.
Like the cinematics
the
did, or the
cinematics were
gameplay?
terrible looking. I'm like, I hope this is still early. The gameplay
so.
looks fun, and I love that it's kind of like Uncharted, but with Indiana Jones, but in a first-person view. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but overall, like I like the concept of it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
a really big Indiana Jones adventure. But yeah, watching that trailer where him and the girl or the German dudes are like, give us the stone, and I was like, this is so bad. Like the mouths weren't matching the movement, and I made sure it wasn't my TV. Like it was just. And then, like, it just looked like a PS3 game graphically. Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I guess visually it wasn't like top tier, but the gameplay itself looks really intriguing to me. It looks fun. Like it's giving me like Metroid Prime vibes, where it's first person perspective centered on exploration and puzzle solving. Like I'm sure it's going to feel a lot different, and obviously that's it's set in two very different worlds, but. I don't know. I feel like what I'm seeing from the gameplay is making me really excited. Like swinging on whips and grabbing guys and punching them in the face from a first person perspective.
Yeah, James wants to see
I like that.
right from Mindy's eyes when you punch him in the face.
I don't know any of what James is talking about. I just know he goes, when he hits somebody, So I love that.
Yeah, the melee looks strong.
Oh man. Well, James, what else are you looking forward to?
So let me get through one, and then I got to go drink a cup of my nasty solution. So the first game that really stuck out to me in the Xbox showcase was Expedition 33. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. It's like a reactive turn-based RPG. Takes you to a world like inspired by France's La Belle Époque. It's like a old era of, I don't know.
Keep moving.
Yeah. Let's not talk about history. But the story is centered around this like terrifying villain called the Paintress, who she paints a new number every year, and when she does, every month of that age vanishes and dies. Kind of like Thanos style, like snap, and everyone just they just go away. So like every year an expedition departs for this continent where she lives, apparently, with the mission of destroying her. And so the story is really, really cool. It was a it's a really cool concept.
Yeah.
The combat, and most importantly, the turn-based combat looks awesome. It mixes in blocks, counters, dodges, and parries that you do in real time in a turn-based RPG. Mm-hmm. So it just makes combat in turn-based RPGs can be a little repetitive, even monotonous.
There's a reason there's a lot less of them nowadays, or at least straight turn-based.
But fitting in stuff like that where you're doing stuff in real time, I think that makes the combat a lot more interesting. And so I thought it looked really cool, honestly. So
yeah. I remember watching it. I thought it looked pretty good.
yeah. I think that's something you'd be interested in, honestly, that game. But I have to go now. Wario.
I guess I'll start going through my list then. So overall, I felt like both the Sony and the Xbox Directs or whatever showcases were meh. Like, there's not a lot I'm excited for either, and they're very samey. Like, just a lot of really expensive looking games that looked a lot of the same. But with the Xbox One, Winterboro. Was there an S in it? Wintersboro. I forgot the S. Wintersboro looked really good. Indiana Jones has potential. I was just kind of confused by how it looked.
It was a weird cutscene to choose. For sure. Yeah.
And then out of the PlayStation one, I even went through the list again today, and I'm like, there's a couple things that are I'm kind of like, yeah, that looks all right, but it's something I can't be excited about until it's out and I have a chance to play it. The only exception is Astrobot, because I loved Astrobot on VR. Fantastic 3D platformer.
Really?
Oh yeah, like 10 out of 10 in 3D platforming. It's one of the best 3D platformers there is.
When that showcase happened, people were popping off about Astrobot. And I'm like, was he really like? Did I miss something?
Yeah, well, you missed the games because nobody played them. Because the first one was on VR, and the second one is a short game, and it's only on PS5, and it was free. But it's like a showcase to show how the console works, like the controller and stuff. But both of them are extremely well done 3D platformers. Like the VR one is fantastic, but once again, most people didn't play it because I would say a very small percentage of PS4 owners had a VR. But yeah, super good. I loved that. And then the one on PS5, you could play it at launch, so it gave you something to do right out of the box, and it was a fantastic game and a really nice love letter to PlayStation's history with a bunch of different references from different games from PS1 up, and these little scenes that you could see throughout the levels and stuff. It was really cool. They're really well done games, and I'm super excited for Astrobot, the new one.
I know James is too. He's not here, but
Yeah.
And James, what do you think about Astrobot?
in spirit.
James.
I guess he doesn't like it. I don't know.
Always hate. No, even James likes Astrobot, and he doesn't like PlayStation very much. From Summer Game Fest, my only... there wasn't a lot in Summer Game Fest at all that I was excited about. I even kind of skimmed back through it today to just re-prepare myself. Only game, and it's only because of how ridiculous it is, Killer Bean. The game looks so wacky.
It is, yeah.
It looked crazy.
It looks janky, but kind of fun.
Yeah, janky and like it's kind of supposed to be almost.
Yeah.
You literally just play as a coffee bean that is, like a Max Payne, Matrix style like superhero.
Yeah.
Or not a superhero, just a hero, and jumping out of cars and like slow motion shooting at other coffee beans. It's totally wild, and if it plays anywhere near as fun as it looks, I will probably play it because it looks, I don't know. I just love how weird that game is, and that it even got a trailer on Summer Game Fest.
For real.
What games did I miss? You talk about
Astrobot.
We talked about Astrobot.
Astrobot looks sick. Honestly, I'm really excited for it. I was shocked by how much fun I had when it launched with the PS5. I was one of the people that actually had to launch PS5, and I really enjoyed that game. And I'm more excited for the sequel.
Yeah, the Astro's Playroom was the PS5 one, and it was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
and I'm glad it doesn't require VR because didn't the first few games require VR to play or something like that?
There's only been two, the PS5 one, and the first one was a VR game. So yeah, there is a handful of PSVR 2 owners that are very upset. But that number is very small, so they couldn't have made it a PSVR 2 exclusive game. That would have been a bad call. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. As far as we'll get back to you, I guess, now after I finish. Mine. It's always we don't know when James will leave, so I almost feel like I should go back to him.
It's probably not. every 15 minutes I'm drinking that nasty stuff and also using the restroom when I have to, which just happened right now. It's just God, Lord have mercy.
Lord have
This is a nightmare.
My God.
Like, you're really going into it.
I don't want to know this. The listeners are not interested.
You didn't have to say anything.
I
didn't.
guarantee you there is not a recording anywhere else in the world of surrounding Summer Games Fest and all of the events that's like going to be quite like this one.
That's probably true, for better or worse.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's like
I don't see us
good
blow.
thing.
I mean, maybe we'll blow up because of this, but it might not be pretty.
He's definitely blowing up.
every 15 minutes. Wario!
You're just lucky the bench here is not soiled, man. That's all I can say.
Oh my God.
oh my God.
I don't even know. This is your husband. I warned
Boy,
you.
I'm sorry, Hannah. I'm sorry.
embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love you guys too. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Listeners, I love you. I'm sorry. Anyways, so
They're sorry.
what did I like next? Oh, Perfect Dark looks sick. I'm so excited for Perfect Dark. Okay, so we've talked about it a little bit on the N64, but Perfect Dark is a spy shooter, first-person perspective. The one that came out on 360 wasn't received very well, but the 64 one is one of the best N64 games, easy. For a number of reasons. The campaign was excellent. The multiplayer was deep and varied and just really, really cool. And they showed us the first trailer for the new Perfect Dark, which I think was like teased maybe a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah,
but
I think it existed.
it showed Joanna Dark like fly in to this I guess this area called Cairo. I don't know if it's based off our Cairo or if it's a different Cairo, but she was racing to land on this like squirrel suit, and she was beating like a sandstorm. She was kind of getting ahead of a sandstorm as she was doing it. It reminded me of Mission Impossible, is what I'm trying to say, and which makes sense, the spy thrillers. But the combat, they showed, from what I could tell, the whole trailer was gameplay. They showed her using really, really cool gadgets. It showed her, a lot of it felt like the platforming was very parkour. She's like...
it made me think of Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, a little bit. Like she's like wall jumping off walls, and then she lands on another wall and slides down like a pole. And as she does, she's kicking a guy in the face. Like it all looked pretty seamless, and it looked like actual gameplay. So... I don't know. There's not a whole lot.
It's too seamless.
You think? Yeah.
For me, it felt vertical slicey.
You think so?
Yeah.
Meaning like
the devs set up a demo.
Yeah.
To show at a showcase, and
Yeah.
none of it is really real. They just created this.
Yeah.
Sort of sandbox.
It may be. It may be.
I don't know. I mean, it could be real, but I was like,
No. I can see what you're saying. Like when I was watching it, I was like, this is gameplay. It feels a little bit too good to be true. So I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, because she shot a guy. He fell like off a deck. She runs off the deck, and then she lands on him, and she like lands on his face, with her hand in front of her like this. Like, I don't know. It looked, and she was doing like slide kicks and all kinds of interesting moves,
unique animations and stuff. And I'm like, if it's real, then wow, I'll play that.
Yeah, if it plays as good, as fun as it looks, I feel like this project's in great shape. I don't know if it's going to be. I just, I wonder if it's going to be able to do enough to separate itself from the sea of like first-person shooters. Even though it is different, it's more campaign-based and spy shootery. But I thought it looked really good, and I'm excited to have it because I'm a big Perfect Dark fan.
Big fan.
I thought the Xbox showcase was pretty much. I thought it was a banger. I really did. Especially if you're a big Xbox fan, there was just all kinds of good stuff.
I will agree that if you're they at least showed a lot of their first party stuff.
Yeah.
With Fable and Gears of War, and then Indiana Jones and Perfect Dark. Like, just because of that, it made it probably one of the better showcases.
Yeah.
For me personally, it doesn't. None of those games do that much for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was definitely a good showcase.
Yeah.
It blew Sony's out of the water. I mean, like, I don't
absolutely.
even know. I can't figure out what Sony's
Yeah.
doing. Like, just their lack of respecting their IPs. They have this huge library of IPs, and they're just constantly putting out remakes of Last of Us and another guy. I want to be excited for stuff, but there's just like they're not doing much.
Well, you're getting Concord though, that new hero shooter.
You're getting Concord.
Actually, like as I was watching the trailer, I was like, "This looks all right." But then as it got, I was like, "It's another freaking hero shooter."
Yeah. Right
Like-
as soon as it got to gameplay, I was like, then what was the point of that?
I'm so sick of it. Like, they were fun for a while, but now I'm like, I'm not. Who's gonna play all these guys? Like, literally use your brains.
Yeah.
Like, you're not every one is going to be the next Helldivers type game that
Yeah.
actually takes off. That's one in probably 200 games.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And it's more like Overwatch or, Destiny or something where it's like, 5v5 or whatever. Like, and they're talking about, there's going to be new cutscenes every week that
really
tell the
pushing
story.
story
And
in
I'm
it.
like, no, that's going to be done in a month.
These kids don't care about story.
No, everyone's going to be skipping that.
Yeah.
That said, I will say early chatter from like the people that have had hands on with it, they say it's pretty fun. So
gonna
who knows?
be a beta,
It could catch people off guard. Like who knows? Maybe I highly doubt it'll do a Helldivers, but you never know.
Yeah,
Like,
there will be a beta, and I'll probably give it a try just because. But
There's just
doubt-
so
I'm
many.
I have not excited for any of them anymore.
There's so many.
That's exactly
It's
it.
Why try and go into that space? Why not just make it like a Perfect Dark single player game?
Well, like Valorant just came to console in open beta, and Kel really wanted me to play, or because he wanted to play it, and I was like, I just don't. I'm so sick of all these these team based shooters. But I was finally like, fine, I'll play it, and we've played it a decent amount. I've gotten a little better at it, and I don't hate it as much. But I'm just like, I basically play Apex, and that's it now because I'm so sick of all of these games that are so the same. And I still have some fun with Apex, so that's why it's the only one I play. But other than that, I want to play multiplayer stuff with story and with like actual like a goal, other than just to win and get slapped.
Yeah,
because that's what
yeah.
happens 90% of the time.
you still haven't played Helldivers, have you?
I have it.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I
We'll set
played.
up a
I
game.
played a
Yeah.
match. I liked it. I haven't. I don't know why I haven't gone back to it.
Well, anyways, in contrast to the Sony show, the Xbox showcase, like I said, it was top to bottom, really good, I thought, especially for Xbox fans. I'm with you in that a lot of it wasn't for me. A lot of it I wasn't into. But I remember we were sitting at the beach house
But
watching
some of it was for me.
Some of it was for Hannah.
So that was great.
Good job, Xbox.
Yeah, they
You've done
finally appealed to my target demographic.
The Hannah target.
Yeah.
I was just surprised by how much stuff there was. Like, I don't know how long the
It was
showcase.
way
It was
longer.
really long, and I was
It
like,
was about an hour and 20 minutes.
it was to a point where I was like, can we wrap this up? Like, how often can you say that about an Xbox showcase? We're like, can we just end this now? Like, there's too much stuff.
Yeah.
But like, they had a lot of stuff. But yeah,
See, guys, we bought Activision and sold or enclosed Tango GameWorks for good reasons.
Yeah.
We're busy.
let's not talk about Tango. That hurts me.
I know.
My heart hurts.
It's true though. I mean, a lot of people were like very critical of Xbox and that they don't have games and they should fire Phil Spencer and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like there was tons of stuff that they are third party or first
Yeah.
party that they were able to show, and like they are supporting a lot of devs. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool to see, like just the amount of games that they have coming soon. So.
Yeah,
And
I
it
agree.
takes so long to make these games too that like even when people are saying like, oh, there isn't any games out to play right now, it's like, well, you don't know that like, I mean, wasn't Concord in development for like 7 years or something? Like it was like in for a long time. So it's like these people are working on things. They're like, wait, just wait. There's more.
Yeah.
more. But like,
Yeah.
that we don't know what the dev teams are doing behind the scenes. They can't until the embargo is lifted for them to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say there's almost too much to play these days. And I know people complain. Well, I would say the main complaint for most people is they want more games in the series that they like.
Yeah.
Which we don't get that much. But I had a point that I was going with this.
I will say, in terms of like games that people play, Steam, they put out like there was like over $1 billion in what do you call it, in game sales, but people haven't played them on Steam. They just like keep buying new games, but they're not playing them.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of. I mean, I guess you look at my room. That's kind of the same thing.
But it's like there's so much to play. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
There's
Agreeing with you.
There's a lot. There's a lot out there, but I don't. That's what I was going to say. Look at Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad is like the perfect example of a game that has. They put all this money into, they put all this hope and dream into it, and then it totally bombed because nobody wanted to play it. No, people are mostly sick of these shooters with very little actual depth, and there was all kinds of controversy to it, when it came out. And that movie has lost a ton of money. I don't see how they're not looking at that game and even the Avengers game that came out too. These are two games based off of huge IPs that have bombed horribly. So
I think people want original content.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's or when you do something with the IPs, like make it original in that case. Like stop with the stupid multiplayer shooters like with
Yeah.
a battle pass. People are sick of battle passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think is what it comes down to.
Well, like Hannah said, like it takes so long to make a video game, and these people, they're trying to chase trends, right? They're like, oh, this hero shooters are big right now. Overwatch is massive, or battle royales are massive, like Fortnite and Apex, and so they start a project, and 7 years later, those games aren't that big anymore.
The trend has passed, but it's too late. So
And how do you I mean, there's only so many of those games can be successful and continue to take from the people who are already playing them.
Yeah.
Like, how do you release a game that then takes all the people from Fortnite that's like Fortnite? They're not going to do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's so massive.
It's just stop. Like,
Yeah, do something else. Carve your own corner in the video game universe. You're probably gonna have better success doing that.
sad thing is, any of the people that could make these changes stopped listening to the podcast when James started talking about movement.
And I have 14 minutes, so I got to drink some more.
all right.
All right, James. Anything else that you're looking forward to from those showcases?
Oh yes, there was one in particular. I noticed this even before Joel brought it up on the Discord. Surprisingly, UFO 50.
Oh yes.
my
Were you going to talk about
Yeah,
this?
so
Were we all
cool.
going to talk about
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
It looks so awesome. All right, so it's from Mossmouth, which is the team that developed Spelunky 1 and 2, both very good games.
Fantastic game.
It's a collection of 50 different games, hence UFO 50. The devs in the trailer presentation, they said they were very specific on saying these are not mini games. Like some are smaller arcade style games, some are larger, but they're all like complete experiences. So 50 complete experiences that have an opening title screen to a closing, rolling credits. And there's a story that connects all these games. There's like a fictional video game company called
UFO 50.
UFO Soft. who apparently developed all these games for a fictional 80s console. So whatever their version would be of a regular Nintendo, NES or something. And apparently this console has a life cycle from 1982 to 1990. And again, as you play these games, you'll find that the games become more advanced. The ones that are, apparently developed in 88 or 89 when we were born. And then some of these games have sequels and recurring characters. So they're all kind of intertwined, interconnected in the same way you'd have like a Super Mario Brothers 2 or 3 or a Zelda 2, etc. And they also pointed out that all the games are unlocked from the start. So you can start from their later games, in quotes, that were released, or the really early ones. Half of them have multiplayer, either co-op or versus. Have I not said enough to intrigue you and make you really excited for this game? Because the games look awesome too.
This was already on my list.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I was already
Continue.
intrigued.
Those are all the details I got, but
I think that why you're so drawn to that game is because the devs talked about it. I think that what you're getting from the Wholesome Direct and from the Day of the Devs that you're missing from the Xbox Showcase, that you're missing from the PlayStation Showcase, is that you're not getting the devs sitting down and like seeing their like heart behind it. And like I think that is what's missing from the big showcases. Like, not that Nintendo needs it as much, but it like is like so nice to like sit down and like these people are like, this is my game and I hope you like it. And listening to them explain it and listen to them be excited makes you excited for it.
yeah.
I agree. And even on that note too, like obviously Sony and Microsoft don't do that much. Neither does Nintendo, but when we'll get to it later, but even in their showcase, some of the devs did come out to talk a little bit about the games, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I've definitely talked about it on the podcast before, but one of my favorite things when I go to PAX is to go to the indie booths, and I find games that I either wasn't interested in or didn't know existed, and by talking to the devs in person and seeing, like you said, their passion and their heart behind it, all of a sudden it becomes a game that I have every intent that I buy now. And I don't buy digital that often, but I will support that right on day one and buy it physical if I like it enough. Because of that being able to experience that firsthand. So I think you're right. I think that right nowadays, especially PlayStation and Xbox, Sony and Microsoft are so disconnected from their fan base that it's making them not be able to like connect.
Yeah.
And just because you sell consoles doesn't mean you're going to sell games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. What did you? Was there anything you liked about the UFO 50? It just looks really cool.
You basically touched on everything. I just really liked the idea that it was intertwined, like it is.
Yeah.
That it's because at first I was like, oh, it's kind of like a WarioWare type thing. Like it looked like maybe it was just a bunch of mini games, but they, like you said, they specifically said these aren't mini games; these are full games. I was just like, man, that is insane. Like the amount of time that had to take to develop not just 50 games, but 50 games that are, a lot of them look very different from one another.
Yeah.
I mean, there was obviously like a shoot 'em up type. There was like a sports looking type.
Yeah.
There was a couple puzzle games, platformers,
some
overhead.
RPG looking, like early RPG looking kind of games.
It was like, there's a lot of stuff there. It's a game that could easily appeal to just about everybody with how much diversity there is in it. That's
from,
the
like,
kind of
the
stuff I love to
8-bit
see.
to like the 32-bit style, like more complex.
Yeah.
It's a super cool idea, and that's what I liked about Day of the Devs more than any other showcase was games like Pedal Runner and UFO 50 and Screenbound are all so unique, and there's nothing else like it. And it got me really excited for those games. And some of the other ones look good too, but there's a lot of other stuff that falls into that category of I need to see more. But these are 3 games that I'll probably buy on launch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that note, UFO 50 is out on Steam on September 18th. So for now, it's going to be Steam only initially, which if you got a Steam Deck or you're on PC, then you won in this case for sure. Hannah's building a PC, so I might have to play it on that.
I'm going to build a PC.
Hey-o.
I'm so excited.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
There's so many games, especially in the cozy category, which I know you like.
Yes.
And like Jasmine likes a lot of them too, that only, at least at first, only come out on Steam.
Yeah. I have a whole list of them, and I'm just tired of waiting for them to like hopefully port to Switch. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to build a PC so I can do this.
Yeah, why not? And it's not like, and a PC has multiple different uses too.
For sure.
So
yeah.
it's not a bad
Which
use
is why
of
I'm
money.
building a PC, not just getting a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Anything else, James?
No, that was the last one that stuck out to me of the non-Nintendo Directs, the non-Tendos.
All right, so over the course of the three of you going through your lists, all of the stuff on my list has been touched on.
Nice. Sorry.
No. That I mean, I chipped in where it was needed. That was the point. So, the only other thing that nobody talked about was the limited run showcase, which of course isn't as many new game announcements. There were a few, nothing too crazy that I felt like I needed to talk about, but some of the games that were getting physical releases that I'm excited about. Dark Forces Remaster, because the old Dark Forces is a game I've always wanted to play, but every time I've tried to go back and play it, I can't do it. It's just a little, I don't know, I just struggle with, I mean, I guess I only tried on PlayStation. Maybe if I tried on PC, I maybe could have done it with a mouse and keyboard. But I'm excited for the remaster, and that's something I'm definitely going to get. Penny's Big Breakaway, I'll buy that physical. It's been out for a little while, but it's made by the Sonic Mania team, and that looks really good. And then my guilty pleasure game that I probably shouldn't admit that I might buy is Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch.
What were you thinking he was going to say?
I thought he was going to say Bubsy for sure.
I've never played a Bubsy game, so a little bit of me wants to see if it is as bad as everybody says.
Just watch a video, man. Don't be that.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that
It
guy.
definitely feels like a money grab. Like who likes Bubsy? Honestly, who's into
I
Bubsy?
don't know. It was
But his meme ability keeps him slightly alive. There was a new Bubsy game a couple years ago. I don't think it did good, but
it was
it
also
existed.
awful.
Yeah.
Bubsy fans just disconnected too.
All one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other this to see that Tomba 2 is getting released, getting the same remaster treatment that the first one is cool. I never played the second one, but the first one's fantastic, and I'm excited to play that here in a couple months.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, it's nice to have like a busy video game news couple of weeks because it doesn't happen all that often. But it's sad when there's so many showcases. And outside of the Nintendo one, I have less than 10 games written down.
Can you play 10 games in a year? Like,
can I?
New,
Yes.
brand new ones.
Okay, will I buy 10 games in a year? New games? I don't know.
He did that yesterday.
Yeah, Hannah. No, I mean, the thing is, not all of these games are even coming out this year. That's true. I just like to know what's coming out in the horizon.
That's true.
I like to be excited about things.
Yeah.
But it is true. The amount of things that I buy at launch is a lot smaller than the amount of... I don't know where I'm going with that.
I thought it was
Bubsy.
I thought it was a great year for all of them. There were so many Hannah games.
Yes.
There, like,
There were.
you just need to understand, like, when me and James first got married and I started playing games, there would be one game in the whole year that was this is for me. And
Yeah.
so now I'm wow, there's 10 games that I'm super interested in. That's
tables
have
crazy.
Yeah.
And I have a backlog now of games that I want to play. And I'm I never thought I'd have a backlog.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
It's truly a good time to be a gamer for a lot of different categories right now. I think the only thing that's truly failing is the big first party stuff from Microsoft and Nintendo, or not Nintendo, not
Sony.
Sony. They're just they're just leaving a lot on the table that they're not doing enough with.
Yeah.
But obviously, Microsoft Showcase says they're trying to change
They're
it.
trying to change it. They're trying to turn it around.
Yeah.
Capcom is turning it around, A lot
Capcom is one of the few that has been pretty on fire for a while.
yeah. It's I don't know who, but somebody's realizing, we have all this IP that we can use. It's
Yeah.
Obviously.
I think Capcom, when they did the Resident Evil 2 remake in about 2019, I think they realized, people like our old stuff.
Yeah.
And since then, they've been making amazing remakes and going into their old catalog a lot. And honestly, I don't know that anybody's put out as much quality stuff as Capcom other than Nintendo in the last few years.
Yeah.
Or even, I don't know, even historically speaking, Capcom's been around since the beginning, basically. Bangers since 1990 or something.
In the
Probably
80s
earlier.
even, because Mega Man was 88.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on UN Squadron, Capcom. Please get on it. I'm low key hoping one day that's one of the LRG announcements. UN Squadron, and I'll shed tears of joy.
I wonder why they haven't. I mean, I know it is based off of an
It's
anime
licensed.
or a
It's
manga.
licensing. I bet it's licensing.
Yeah.
But
It's got to be the
likely.
only reason. One day, James.
one day.
One day.
One day. I have faith. Capcom knows. Capcom knows their audience.
Marvel's back, so.
Yeah.
UN Squadron's
Get into that,
coming back.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a big deal. So let's go ahead and get into the Nintendo Direct now. So obviously everybody knew it was coming. Nintendo had said there would be a Direct in June, and they would not talk about the successor to the Nintendo Switch, and they stayed true to that. But overall, I before we get into it, I will say that I was kind of like, it's probably going to be a lame Direct. You know, maybe a few things that we're excited about, but you know,
couple remasters.
They're even talking about the Switch successor now, which means it is on the horizon.
Yeah.
So this will probably be mid. I was wrong. I very rarely do I wake up for the Nintendo Directs because they're always like 7 a.m. and I'm not a morning person. I do not wake up, but I had to be up to go to Seattle that day anyway, so I was like, I'll just get up early and watch it. I was glad I watched it live because man, this was a good Direct.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. Who'd like to start us off with the first announcement in the on the Direct? Heck, I'll do it. Mario.
Please.
So they started off by showing off a new Mario and Luigi RPG called Mario and Luigi Brotherhood.
Brothership.
Brothership.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wrote down Brotherhood.
It's a weirder name than that.
That's a better name than that.
Gotta love that Brothership.
Yeah.
It's cool that it's coming out this year. So it's coming out in November. And this is the first new Mario and Luigi game in 9 years. So towards the end of the 3DS's life cycle, they did remake the Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story. But this is the first actual new story in 9 years. And I think a lot of people kind of thought maybe that the series was dead because they had shut down, or I don't know if they shut them down or the studio that was making them just closed. I can't remember if Nintendo actually owned that studio.
Yeah.
But because when that studio closed, everybody just kind of assumed that maybe we weren't going to get a new entry in the series, especially not anytime soon. But alas, here it is, and it looks really good.
Yeah. It does.
I'm a big fan of, as we've talked about, I loved Mario RPG. I loved the first Paper Mario, and I've played a few of the other ones. So I liked Mario in the RPG realm, but I've never played a Mario and Luigi game. And I don't know why, because everything about it is something I would like.
I haven't played one either. So.
I haven't either, man. Well, actually, no. I've played one briefly. I dabbled. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Superstar.
Just a little
Saga.
dibble.
Yeah, just a little
The one that everyone likes the most.
Well, I have Superstar Saga, the remake on 3DS, so I'm gonna play that. But to try to help get me more excited for this one, because I think I want to get this when it comes out. Because I don't know really what to say about it other than it looks really good. It's a Mario and Luigi game, so the whole concept is it's kind of a turn-based RPG where you control both Mario and Luigi, and they get really cool brother team-up moves where they attack the enemies in tandem or individually. And it looks like they're really going all out with those team-up moves in this game. Like there's going to be a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Overall, the art style looked cool. It's, graphically, it's got almost like a... How do you explain it? Because it's not just like a 3D game. It had almost a look of like a hand-drawn aspect to it. Am I crazy? Like
no, you're not.
Like a penciling to it. Like I don't know how to explain it, but
it looked really good. It's called Brothership not because of a bad vocabulary. It's because there's literally a ship, and I think that's called the Brothership that belongs to Mario and Luigi. It looked really cool. It has like a massive tree on the front or in the middle that acts like a sail, And
Amazing.
And like they're traveling on this Brothership, and they're going from island to island. I don't know what the plot is outside of that, but like for some reason it reminded me of Moana to some degree. I don't know why.
Mario-wana.
Thematically, it kind of reminded me of Moana, but like, yeah, you're right. The combat looks really, really fun.
Would that come from anybody else? Any other
No.
company, Xbox, like a ship with a tree and it's called Brothership? Are you kidding me? Like, that's amazing.
It is pretty funny, and it is worth asking the question: why now have we got 3 Mario RPG games in less than a year of the 3 different, all spectrum of the Mario RPG spectrum is touched. Mario RPG, Thousand Year Door, which Paper Mario, and now Mario and Luigi.
Those were 2.
Is that intentional, or was that just a coincidence?
Were those 2 remakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2 remakes, yeah, and I guess this will be the first original.
A first original. So I think it's because it's like people were clamoring. They were like, we want, the Super Mario RPG. We want it back. So they're like, okay, we'll do both of those, and then we'll put a new game out and see if it sells well.
Yeah.
I think that's why they did that.
Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if they're like, are they testing the waters to some degree? Like, I wonder if at some point are we going to get like are they going to combine all these three together? Are we going to get like a
Gino joins the brothership.
a new fighter's appeared? You know? Are we going to get like a Mario RPG multiverse where?
Oh man.
Paper RPG Mario Brotherhood chip.
They would do it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very intriguing to me because I'm wondering what their plans are for the future. Are they going to keep these three distinct and separate like they have historically, or are they kind of funneling these into one like idea? So, I don't know.
I think they just realized like, oh yeah, people like RPGs. Let's
Yeah.
let's just bring it back.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of side scrollers and puzzlers and stuff, and
Yeah.
they were like, let's remake the ones that they love and try something new. So
Yeah.
which again, it's a great Nintendo decision. Sometimes they have weird ones, and sometimes they
Yeah.
knock it out of the park. So
Well, I mean, to start off the direct with a brand new original game, something that people have wanted for a while, like that was a really cool move.
I agree. So then next they showed
Wario.
off. They showed off another a little bit more on the Nintendo World Championship game that's coming out in July. And you guys had already seen the initial announcement for that. Mm-hmm. I will say, like, I'm a sucker and I pre-ordered the special edition.
I knew you would as soon as I saw it. I was like, Chris
You're
is
a
going to buy
sucker.
this
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
like, I'm like, this is cool. Like, I don't even really know much about the game, but I need the special
Yeah.
edition. So I definitely pre-ordered that. But watching this trailer for this, I did get more excited because I
Like,
love.
oh, good, I'm going to play this game.
I am stupid. I was very much so like, it's a $60 special edition with a lot of really cool stuff in it. Like, I'm gonna buy it. I didn't want to have to worry about. It was one of those decisions where I didn't want to have to worry later that I wanted to get it,
Yeah.
and then not be able to because it's Nintendo and there's a good chance that would happen.
Yeah.
Though I do wish we would have gotten the special edition Famicom controllers like Japan did, because their special edition came with actual working controllers.
that's pretty cool.
Got 'em
But
into
it's probably
Japan.
more money too.
But you said it was only 60.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's not. I'm not
That's not
complaining.
bad.
It's a good price.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember. I should have wrote down what it came with, but it comes with a bunch of extra stuff, including a replica cart, which I'm a big sucker for things I can display.
Yeah.
But I love. So it's the game has 150 speedrunning challenges, and I guess just for a little bit to step back a second, for anybody who doesn't know, the Nintendo World Championship, it's kind of based off of the old early 90s event that Nintendo would host, where they'd basically, kids and adults from all over would come and compete on a they would have these cartridges, which now they wouldn't do it on a cartridge, but of specified like challenges that people had to get through. And then the people who did it the fastest moved on and eventually won. And these cartridges have become kind of grail items for NES collectors because there's only however many of them were at these events. And then the winners were given like gold versions of those cartridges too. So they've been huge in the collecting world for longer than collecting has been popular, really, because it's been something that people have wanted. So what Nintendo's done is basically they're hitting on that nostalgia and bringing it back to the forefront and making a game with 150 speedrunning challenges, just like, well, a lot more, but like the concept of what they used to do. And I really like the fact that it has online leaderboards that you can. The way it made it sound is like your friends will have their own that you can compete with, and then just against the world you can compete with. And every challenge you can go in and try to set the record for the best time. And I'm sure there will be cheaters out there that will make these records that are impossible to beat.
Yeah.
But I love that they're these quick concept challenges, like running through a small portion of Mario in a period of time, or killing a certain amount of enemies as Samus on a Metroid level really quickly, or just anything based off of different original NES games, I think. But super fast paced, super fun, and I think it'll be really fun to go on and just battle or try to get to the top of the leaderboards. I love the being able to try to do that, which I never am able to get on the top of any leaderboards. I'm not that good at anything. But I like the concept of it. I like that there's like ghost data, so even if you don't want to do the leaderboard stuff, you can still have somebody that you can challenge just in the ghosts. Yeah, and then they even have legend challenges. And I thought this was cool. Like one of the legend challenges that they set as an example is beating all of Super Mario Brothers in one go. So you have the full Super Mario Brothers game on here, apparently. I mean, I don't know what that means for other games, but
I don't know.
I'm like, things like that. I like doing stuff like that's the crap that I like to do. And like then I fail and then I'm like, okay, now I'll go do something else. I love a challenge and I love getting better at things and proving to myself I can do something. Even if I am raging on the road to get to it. But yeah, I think like I said, I pre-ordered the game on a whim because I wanted the special edition. But after watching this trailer again, I'm actually super excited. And I'm glad it comes out so soon because I want to play it.
I mean, we're like 2 games in already, and we have Brothership, and then we have WarioWare with all of Nintendo games. Like, I was already in, you know, like, I was like, Nintendo, you could do no wrong. You know? Like, I'm in.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to do player pass on each game, even though that may be a little bit long-winded. Okay. So, Mario and Luigi Brothership, player pass around the table.
Play. I mean, even if it's not day one, I'll definitely play it.
Okay.
I'll play it with you.
Okay.
I'm playing it.
Me too, play.
Look at that.
That is wow.
That's a 4-way play.
That is a super play right there.
Okay, the Nintendo World Championship. James.
Play. Definitely play.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah, yeah, it's a play. Yeah.
Pass.
We're on a streak.
No, it's okay. I understand. That's not your...
I have a genre, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
And it is not this.
Reputation to maintain.
I will say, too, when I started to put... I wanted to do an episode because this was such a good direct. So I talked to James, and he was in, and I was like, well, Rodney's got to be in because this dude has been... You were so positive in the chat about this direct. I was like, man, Rodney's in love.
There were some people clowning on it. I'm like, bro, come on. They had games for everybody in this direct. It was crazy. A bunch of unique, creative stuff. What more do you want? Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You made yourself an easy addition. All right, so the next game that they showed off was Fairy Tail 2, based off the anime.
Okay, so I said creative. Too soon.
He's stepping that back a little bit.
I know
Somebody
nothing
wants
about
this.
this game.
Somebody wants this.
That is true. There have to be Fairy Tail fans.
This is for someone.
Yeah, this is for somebody.
I don't know nothing about the anime.
Me neither.
I don't have anything to say. Have any of us watched it?
No.
Okay.
But somebody was screaming. In some part of the world.
That's true.
I will maintain.
If it's the second, I mean, I've heard of the anime, and it's Fairy Tail 2, so there's already a first game, so it was good enough to make a second one.
Yeah.
It's a big anime.
Yeah.
It's
Is
pretty
it?
big.
I mean, I know I've heard of it, but that doesn't mean
It's been
much.
around for years.
For
Yeah.
me personally.
You know.
And yet, pass.
Yeah. I
And
think
yet
we're all at
pass.
past there.
And yet pass.
If I ever watch the anime and I
Someone
like
saying
it, maybe I'll
play
it.
somewhere.
If you're saying play to Fairy Tail 2, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next was Fantasian Neo Dimension. So were any of you guys excited for this?
I kind of was, because I had heard that it was like only an Apple game
Apple
or something
arcade game, yeah.
that they brought over, and it looks cool. They have like they took like photos of actual stuff, and then like with I'm explaining this poorly, and then with like 3D characters, so they're like walking around on. I guess it was like a cheaper way to make it, especially when it's only an iPhone game. So that was kind of like a cool idea that I thought. So yeah, I wanted to check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited for this game.
I think, knowing who made this game, I'm just going to leave the floor to you.
Yeah. So it was created by the man who created Final Fantasy and went on to make, I think, the first 10. Hironobu Sakaguchi, and then the music is all done by Nobuyo Uematsu, who is very well known for doing the Final Fantasy music and plenty of other music along the way too. It's a very cool looking game. This was going to be Sakaguchi's swan song. He had put a lot of love and effort into this game and had planned on making it his last game. The way he worded a comment recently makes people think maybe he's going to make something else. But somebody of his status who has made such amazing games over the years, you don't make a game your last game and not make it good. I've read, I did watch some stuff about it because it's been on Apple Arcade, and it looks like it was pretty well received. But of course, like anything else that came out in Apple Arcade, not very many people had a chance to play it. Or let me rephrase, not a lot of people played it. Maybe they had a chance, but so yeah, I don't know. I think it looks really cool. I like the idea that your skills, you can actually control a trajectory with them.
Yeah, I like that too.
So it's not just turn-based, or it's not just action. You can actually kind of control the battle a little bit more in a turn-based setting, which I think is cool.
There was a mechanic they talked about where when you encounter enemies, you can send them to a separate dimension and then fight them later.
Yeah.
So like if you don't want to, you don't want to do the random encounter over and over and over again, that grind that a lot of us are familiar with in turn-based RPGs, you can send them to this dimension and you can battle them all at once. And with those like the different attack trajectories you're talking about, you can destroy a bunch of enemies at once and like in this crazy horde of monsters, like it sounds pretty cool, honestly.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game looks really cool. I'm very excited to play it. I remember hearing about it when it came out, or when it was coming out for Apple Arcade, but in truth, I'd kind of forgotten about it because I don't have a way to play anything on the Apple Arcade. So, but yeah, once they showed it here, I was like, oh yeah, let's go. So that was like the most fake excited thing I could have done right there. Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I felt it.
Yeah. But I mean, it was only on one, thing, the iPhone or the Apple Arcade. So it's nice that they have resurrected it, essentially, and they've also resurrected other stuff. So
yeah, and then a not so interesting fact, but I thought it was kind of interesting, is that they're working with Square Enix to port it, which will be the first time he's worked with Square Enix since he left in the early 2000s. So just random fact there, but yeah, I'm excited for it. And
Player pass.
I mean, it's 100% play for me.
Play.
Hannah,
I'm gonna say pass.
well, I pass on you.
You're really passing on Sakaguchi? Come on,
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say Plas.
Okay. All right.
That's a cop out.
Yeah, that's a cop-out.
Go poop.
I will. I am right now.
Oh no.
It looks really nice,
It does.
but
Ugh.
it's a turn-based RPG, and I haven't
Yeah.
had a lot of success with them. So
It's not Hannah's kind of game.
pass.
Well, we're moving on.
Pass.
Now that you guys have disappointed me.
I'm usually not a JRPG guy, but I really like the concept of this one. So
Yeah.
It looks very nice.
It's because this direct came out so strong. Rodney was like, "I'm gonna start playing things I never would play."
it converted me completely into a Nintendo fanboy.
He's already pre-ordered every game on this
every
direct.
single one. Yeah, I'm in
Even Fairy
horrible
Tale
debt.
too.
Gotta support him.
Gotta support the Fairy Tale Bros. Yeah.
I love you guys. All right. Well, then next they showed off some new DLC for Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this, honestly.
Come on. Really.
What do you got to say?
It's just they're like, boom, here's some b-ball. I'm like, yes, obviously.
No, like that. You're right. That's a whole other So they're releasing new games, but if you already have a game, we're gonna give you some stuff for
gonna
that
give
game
some
you already
stuff,
bought, and it's basketball.
Everybody loves Wii Sports. I'm telling you.
Everyone does.
What is up with the negativity, people? Come on. We're getting b-ball in Wii Sports.
People are negative about this game.
They're negative about the direct. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, what the heck?
Was this what you use as an example of why you shouldn't be negative?
Yeah, I'm like, come on. Wii Sports, people.
Free updates are never a bad thing,
Yeah.
especially when they look cool like this. 2-on-2 matches, 3-point contests, 5-streak battle. I don't know, but like it's really cool. Like you can dribble, pass, shoot with the motion controls on the Joy-Cons, and like I'm actually excited to try this because I download. This is one of those games I downloaded digitally for who knows what reason, but it's there. It's on my Switch, and now I can play basketball. I think
Whenever you want.
Whenever I want. I do want to try it with multiple players. So.
Yeah, it's cool. Did you already say 2-on-2 matches? I think that's cool. I think it's cool. There's a 3-point challenge too.
Yeah.
And online play is nice.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have. I haven't played much of the Switch sports game other than I played a little bit of bowling or tennis.
Yeah,
Maybe
you were at our
both.
house.
At your guys' house.
Yeah, bowling's
And it's fun.
obviously is a great throwback. Like feels very similar.
And they added golf last year, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So
I think if we all started playing Switch Sports again, we would all lose like 10 pounds.
I could
So-
use to lose.
So I think we should probably start now.
Yeah.
Let's do
Right
it.
after this.
Yeah.
So
go.
they gave something to the fitness people too,
Exactly.
Rodney.
Exactly true. Thank you very much, James.
Every demographic.
Every demographic
They forgot
represented.
nobody. The muscleheads are like, let's go! Basketball and we switch sports.
So this is a play for me, obviously.
I mean,
Play.
I'll play it. Yeah, I kind of want to buy this game, but I'm hoping that they do release a cart with all of the stuff on the cartridge at some point.
yeah.
And then like I'll have the complete package on cart. like Thanos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, it's something that I'll play at anybody's house if somebody wanted to play it.
Yep, I'm down. If I'm not pooping my pants, I'm in.
Oh my God.
So you always getting colonoscopies?
Every day.
I'm
It's
starting
his
to think.
hobby.
Every other Friday.
I'm starting to think this means something else.
I just want to make sure my pipes are nice and clean.
And
What do
they
you need to
are.
tell us, James?
All right, what's next?
I don't know.
Mio, Memories in Orbit.
That looked kind of cool.
It looks so cute.
It did.
Yeah.
It
did.
did.
It's like in a little electric thing.
It's like
Oh.
walking on the little.
You're a little
tiny
electric thing, aren't you?
Fun fact also, my fish's name is Mio, so I think that's why I feel so like happy about this game.
Hannah's not entirely impartial on this. There's a little bit of a bias,
That's
but
definitely a play from Hannah.
No. It's a Metroidvania,
Okay.
guys.
Oh,
Like I just
alright.
it looks
Yeah.
really nice. If someone was playing it, I would watch them.
yeah, it was very short but very dramatic. They had like a really cool song playing in the background, and it's like a sci-fi type Metroidvania-esque game with really unique art direction. Apparently you're like this robot named Mio, and you're exploring and conquering the Vessel, a gigantic and maze-like spaceship, to save a spaceship from extinction, apparently.
Wow.
I don't know what
I
that
had, to,
means.
I had to look that up to get any details because there was no commentary. There was
Yeah,
it
you
was
didn't
just
get much from the trailer, other than it looked nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Metroidvania fan, I'm definitely interested for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
I
those-
see. Watching it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Watching the trailer, I didn't get the you're in a spaceship kind of thing. So, where Day of the Devs, that would have been great to have like
See?
a developer be like, "You're in the
See?
ship and you're trying to save the." Like I would be more in if I knew that, and I'm in now. So.
Yep. But for those who like really mysterious, not super detailed trailers,
Yep,
they
they're
got-
in. They got what they wanted.
They got that demographic
They got
was-
they were like, "Wow, this
Some
is a
guy-
serious game. What is this?" I
I
got to
was
pre-order
ready
now.
to walk
I-
away, and he's like, "This is great."
yeah.
I love mysterious trailers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's one of those games that I need to see more, but I like the look of it, and like James said, I like a good Metroidvania as well. I'm always down to play them. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't see it being a day one purchase for me, but something that eventually, if somebody I know plays it and they're talking about how good it is, I'll probably play it.
Yeah, this is a play for me. I at least initially, my thoughts are I'm going to play this.
I mean, it's something I would play, but I
Yeah.
don't intend to buy it right away, so I
Yeah.
don't know what that puts me at.
Yeah.
I guess pass, but
Yeah. If you're not sure, probably. Yeah. I don't know. That's a
it's
tough
hard
one.
for me to say play when I know I don't intend. And something could change my mind between
Pass,
now and
but
when
a
it comes
play
out.
in the future.
Yeah,
Maybe we need
an
a
eventual play.
We might need
Yeah.
a third option. Pay,
pay, pay or pass.
player.
I'll pay, I guess.
I guess I'm going to pay.
Pay
don't wanna
to
play or
play
pass,
of
I'll
the
pay.
future of the past. Plays of future's past.
Okay, so he's a pay. I'm a play. He's a pay. And what are you, Hannah?
I'm a watch.
That's pay.
Okay.
Everything that's not play and pass is in the pay category.
Okay,
It's too late to add
I'm
another word.
I'm a pay.
Somehow
Question
pay
mark?
has made it as its
Question mark?
as the third word.
I guess.
If you guys come up with a better option, please let me know. I got to go Wario.
Oh my gosh.
The Wario never stops.
Yeah.
Well, Hannah, why don't you tell us about the new update for Disney Illusion Island?
The new update for Disney Illusion Island is called Mystery in Monoth, and I'm not gonna lie, but right before I had to look up what this word was because I had Minoc, like I
Oh,
think
like
from
the
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars? Yeah.
and I was
The
like, that
bats.
can't be right. We have this game. We've only played it a little bit, but
Wow.
it
I
is
love the
fun.
art style of this game.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very, cute Disney, like in the same way that Luigi and Mario are like classic, Nintendo peoples, having the Disney characters, like the main cast, does feel very nostalgic.
Yeah. And they don't do it very often.
No.
Like even throughout all of like the basic Disney game history, it's rare that Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Minnie too are ever all together. It's always either been Mickey and Minnie or Mickey and Donald.
Yeah.
So it's a cool change of pace. And forgive me if you already said this, but this update seemed like it added like a mystery theme.
Yeah. Well, it's called Mystery in Monoth.
So it was like there's a detective though, right? Like he's actually trying to solve. Okay, I know. I know that's what it was called, but it
She's
looked
clowning.
Everybody always be clowning on you.
That's why you invited me,
Oh
right?
my god.
You knew what I was here for.
Yeah, thank you. Let's move on. I don't want to talk
I
about
want to play
stupid
the
Disney.
game. I want to play
Yeah,
the game.
no, it's fun.
I'm passing.
I've never played.
I'm never playing this game now.
What?
No, I want to play this game eventually.
It's definitely fun to play with a bunch of friends, but it's not good if you're me in the friend group. Not good to play with me because I'm really bad at platformers. Like, so like then I like will jump and just like fall all the way to the bottom, and everyone has to like wait for me as I like climb back up the top.
It looks
So,
cool though. I
yeah.
like the art style. So.
Yeah, no, it's super cute.
Play.
I'll Cuphead.
I'll play it eventually. I'll say play. I won't pay this time. Okay, the next was Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Play.
So this it's basically Animal Crossing, right? But with Hello Kitty characters.
See, I have heard, and like I don't know how. Okay, I didn't grow up like super like in the Sanrio universe, so but you know people love it. I know Jasmine's big.
Yeah,
Sanrio.
she's actually really wanted to play this game, and
Yeah.
we don't have Apple
Yeah,
devices.
yeah,
so.
it was a phone game first, yeah.
Yep.
But the other like the cozy influence game influencers that I follow, the content creators, I guess is like the correct term for them. They say that this game is like Animal Crossing mixed with Breath of the Wild, which it doesn't seem possible.
No.
Like I'm like no, it's just because
Hello
it's
Kitty's putting on like grabbing her
yeah,
sword.
no, like I'm like I don't think that is correct, but I think it's just 'cause it's an open world game.
Interesting. So there's just more to do than Animal Crossing as far as where you can explore and stuff.
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't gather Breath of the Wild from anything I've seen about it.
Yeah.
Can you
me
explain
neither.
to me what timed console exclusive means? Because I don't know what that is.
It means when it launches, it'll be just on the Switch. Because a time console exclusive, meaning it's already on Apple Arcade, so they can't say a Switch exclusive, but it's not coming to Xbox, not coming to PlayStation, at least at launch. It means they probably intend to launch it on other consoles eventually.
Okay.
But at first, it'll just be on Switch.
Which is cool
Yeah.
that they're actually putting out on other consoles.
Yeah.
And again, another game resurrected. That Nintendo resurrected from the dead. I mean, well, not from the dead. It was on one thing, but
Yeah.
you know.
Obviously bringing it to a wider audience. Like you said, Sanrio has a big fan base amongst a lot of different people. Jasmine's excited for it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not a South Park fan per se. I've seen a handful of episodes over the years. But apparently, of course, this got announced and I've seen like this all over the place since. Apparently in South Park, there was a World of Warcraft episode years ago. And when they're all playing World of Warcraft, one of the characters' name is Butters. And he's like, I don't want to play that. I'm going to go play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So it's the game well before the game was ever out. Butters was already playing it.
Wow.
So did they name it based off that episode? Maybe.
I have no idea. Maybe.
Interesting.
That is what it's called.
It's interesting how like South Park and like you see Simpsons stuff too, like where they like predict stuff in
Yeah.
the future and it just like ends up happening. You're like, whoa,
It's Illuminati, man.
Yeah, that's true.
the butterfly effect.
Sanrio Cinematic Universe.
Let's go.
Everything is a multiverse.
yeah.
Nowadays. All right, next was...
what?
Oh,
Play, pass. Oh, I thought about it on the toilet. Play, pass, or perhaps. Boom.
Ooh.
oh,
And alliteration.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
I just gotta sit in the toilet more often. I'm getting
Yeah,
great ideas.
That's what
on it.
James thinks.
For the listeners, you guys need to know James is just like so his face is beaming right now. Like he is thrilled with this idea. Like he is glowing.
I like alliteration. What can I say? She's right though.
I'll probably play it because Jasmine's going to play it. So if it's got a multiplayer feature, I'll probably pick it up too.
I say perhaps if Jasmine likes it, I'm like perfectly fine with playing it. It's just like the IP is not like super drawing to me.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm not like against it at all. And if everyone was like, it's an amazing game, I'd be like, yeah, totally, I'll play it.
Lemming.
It's gonna be a pass. It's gonna be my
pass.
first pass of the direct. However, there's enough people already playing it. So, I'm happy that they have success. I'm happy at their success.
The Hello
Yeah.
Kitty demographic has been satisfied.
Yes.
Next time I
yes.
see
And I'm
Rodney,
happy
he's
for
going to
him.
have Hello Kitty ears on and a nice Hello Kitty phone case.
Hey, Chris, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
When are we getting Hello Kitty Island Adventure, guys?
With his Fairy Tale 2 t-shirt on. You're just like a walking, talking Nintendo Direct.
I've changed a lot since the last time I saw you.
I watched the direct over and over. I'm in.
Blood into my very soul.
Oh,
Yeah. Perhaps.
Oh, look at James. He's coming around.
Perhaps.
He's just saying
Perhaps
that.
if
He's
others
just
are
saying
playing
that.
it.
Uh-huh.
It's more. It's likely a pass, but again, if you guys are perhaps,
per pass.
it's a per per pass. Yeah, somewhere in that.
It's
Somewhere
more
in that
likely
zone.
like there's a chance I'll get it, and there's a chance you'll watch me.
Okay, fine. Pass. Hard pass. Who likes Hello Kitty anyways? Somebody does, right, Robbie?
Somebody does.
Judgment.
Yeah, exactly. At
That
least
was when I had
two
to-
people.
That's when I had to come into the chat on the Discord. Poor Gary. He was like, "Who's excited for this game?" And I was like, "Well, actually, Jasmine has wanted to play it."
Didn't Nick say that his wife was really
Yeah.
interested in it too? So
He did.
There's some heat on the Discord for it. So
Some heat.
some heat.
Yep.
Like what's going on between my legs right now.
Oh my gosh, James, this is inappropriate.
Nobody's gonna want
That
to
could mean so many different things.
I feel uncomfortable.
And she's your wife. Think how the listeners feel.
You can edit all this poop stuff out later.
It's not happening. I'm way too lazy to edit all this out.
It's gonna be just a lot of cut, and then us saying you should cut that. So yeah, it's gonna be impossible.
Yeah, it'd take way too much work. All right, next.
Plus, the only person who's getting humiliated is him. So
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I mean,
It doesn't matter to me.
Just like the direct addressed demographic, every demographic.
Yeah.
Me being on this podcast,
It's true.
I'm with everyone else out there that has or will get a colonoscopy.
That's true.
Or like 5-year-old boys.
I've been looking for a way to attract the 65 and older demographic.
Yeah, he's getting the 65 and 5 demographic.
You're finally going to help me branch out.
Listen, guys, colon health is very important. It
Very
is one of the
important.
leading causes of death.
Bleeding causes. Bleeding causes.
I'm gonna poop from laughing. Is what I'm.
Please don't.
They recommend now the new standard is by the time you're 40 years
Okay,
old.
we don't need to talk about it. This is not a health podcast.
It's gonna be 35 soon, and I'm 36.
He's getting cut off.
Any more health disclaimers you guys want? Okay.
Next on the Nintendo Direct,
Okay. All right. Got it.
the perfect segue: Looney Tunes World of Sports.
Hey,
Wacky World of
I'm playing it.
Wacky World
I'm
of
playing
Sports.
it. I saw
It
that.
looks
I was
good,
like,
man.
yo, this is sick.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. I
I've
love
never
it.
played it, but there was a Super Nintendo game called Looney Tunes B-Ball, and it very much so reminded me of what I've seen of that. It looks fun. I don't know, like it's
It
kind of
looks fun.
surprising there's not more Looney Tunes games. Like they're just as they're still pretty popular. Like
Yeah.
they still do movies and TV shows. I don't know. Back in the Super Nintendo, there was all kinds of Looney Tunes stuff.
They were definitely appealing to Space Jam fans because Lola Bunny was there. You know, she didn't have the Toon Squad obviously because I'm sure that would have been an issue for licensing. But
We can move on.
Where are you going with it?
no, I'm just saying. I'm
Chris is scared.
saying they were appealing to the Space Jam audience, which is considerable.
And the furry audience.
Well, perhaps. I'm just saying Lola Bunny was really cool on Space Jam, guys, and Lola Bunny is in this game.
You're talking about
Also,
Lola Bunny a lot.
So they're also appealing to James for that. I don't know exactly what that is,
Guys!
but that's over there. So I'm over here.
If you guys don't think Lola Bunny's cool, you haven't watched Space Jam.
when he said Lola Bunny's on this, he definitely like made a motion with his hand.
Yeah, I looked over at Hannah when that happened. I don't know if he knew he did it, but he did
I was
it.
talking about the jersey she's wearing. I was talking about the
Your
jersey.
hands were hovering in a very specific area, but we're gonna move on. He's over there again. I don't know. I'm not a part of that.
So apparently, I mentioned on the last episode, for me, the Flintstones had
yeah.
a specific impact on my life. For
yeah,
James, it might have been Space Jam.
yeah.
Guys, Lola
There's a
Bunny
certain
was-
awakening that occurred. We're not gonna get into that. No, we're just
Listen, you don't act like you guys didn't like Lola Bunny in Space Jam. She was so cool. Am I alone here?
Your confusion is strange to me.
we're gonna get the listeners on it. Don't worry, James. Somebody's out there.
Everybody who wants to comment on Lola Bunny and Space Jam, feel
There's-
free to reach out.
there's somebody
Lola
out
Bunny
there.
stands. Reach out, please. Hit us up.
They're definitely stands.
There's definitely those. Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, what I did think was weird about this trailer, though, there's 4 sports in it: basketball, tennis, soccer, and what? I watched it 3 times and I couldn't find the 4th sport. So what is the
Backgammon.
4th sport? Yeah, backgammon. card based. Just
did
card
it for
games.
Badminton.
So yeah, I was confused by that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention to see what the other sports were. I just remember basketball.
Yeah, kind of a weird game to come out, but
Yeah, I'll play it though.
You're a play?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those 100% if somebody bought it. Like if
Yeah,
Rodney
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Hey, you guys want to play?" I'd be like, "Yeah, let's do it. It sounds
Yeah.
fun."
Yeah.
Like animated sports game. That sounds pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah. I like, like I'm not a huge sports fan, but like the old like NBA Jam or NFL
yeah.
Blitz, like some of those arcade games, those are fun.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they're themed around sports doesn't make a difference. They're fun games.
Yeah.
How about you, Hannah, on this game?
It's a hard play.
It's.
It's got Lola Bunny.
It's got Lola Bunny.
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
got Lily Bunny.
It's got Lola Bunny.
You can do a
I don't
slam
know
dunk
that.
or
I don't know
something.
that that's the female character representation that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Interesting.
And you?
Oh, play, of course. Yeah. I mean, you already said it. Lola Bunny's in it, so.
Yeah, because Lola Bunny's in it, it's a
Yeah.
play for me.
Right.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. So then next was an Among Us new crewmate and tasks free update. I don't know. I played Among Us a few times. It's fun, but
It's fun. Somebody was like, "Hey, excited about that."
there are still people who really love this game.
Christine was super excited about it.
Was she?
She's like, I wish that you'd
If
play with
Christine
me. And I
ever
was
wants to
like,
play,
nah.
I'd play. We could get a group together. You would play if everybody
Christine,
was like,
I know you'll be listening to this. Please,
yeah.
you can play with Chris now.
I will play.
I've made you a group.
She doesn't want to play with you, but she has
I don't
volunteered
want to play
Chris
with you.
to
I
play
made
with
that
you.
clear. But
It's definitely more fun to play with other people
Yes.
that you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I the last time I played this was during COVID.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of people playing it then. This for me is a perhaps if Christine is over.
Yeah, it's definitely a perhaps, and I'll just play it if somebody wants to play it. It's fun enough that I will play it with people, but nobody ever says you want to play Among Us.
Yeah.
So I don't ever play it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to ask because I don't want to play it that bad. but I'm down to play it.
speaking of the Among Us devs, I forget what showcase it was on, but
Oh, it was the Summer Game
some
Fest.
Games
yeah.
Fest where they were talking about how they made like this like fund for like indie devs. Like that's so cute.
Yeah, that was worth mentioning. And some of the stuff they showed there too looked pretty good. But I don't remember what the names of any of it was. But I like that concept that they made all this money on a successful indie game, so now they're paying it forward a little bit and trying to make it easier for other people to make indie games.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Very noble. All right. I don't know if any of you guys really want to talk about the next game. Farmagia?
Okay, like the concept is kind of cool. Like you can grow monsters in the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah.
farming sim where you grow monsters instead of vegetables, right? That's what I took from it.
And then you use them to fight very confusing looking battles.
Yeah. The trailer, at first, like I've talked about it before, I like a good farm sim. And at first I was like, oh, that's cool. You farm the monsters and you raise them, almost Pokemon type.
Yeah.
But then the trailer, like you just kind of said, Hannah, the rest of the trailer was convoluted and didn't make much sense. So I was like, I'm kind of out now.
I think if you could just make a farm sim where you farm monsters and then the monsters like help you out on the farm, like that's more the speed I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like not.
It did a hard anime turn
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to save the kingdom from the black. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were just doing a farming
It's
sim.
for somebody.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's for somebody.
Not to mention, does it ever help a game like in marketing purposes when you can't like pronounce the name of the game very easily? You're like Farmagi, Farmaggy. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Farm-
Does that help?
Farmaggy.
Farmaggy. Yeah, yeah. It's good.
Pass.
It's gonna be a pass from me. Yeah.
There's other farming sims I want to play that I still haven't. I don't see this being a anytime soon play,
Yeah.
so it's definitely a pass.
It's a pass.
Oh man, when we all pass on something, it feels a little sad, doesn't it?
Sorry,
No,
Farming
because
G.
somebody out there,
Somebody really
somebody's
wants to play
like,
this.
this is the exact game I wanted.
Yeah.
And
I
so
wanted that
They want
farming
farms-
battle sim.
Yeah, a farm battle sim.
And so as Rodney passes, he's smiling, thinking about those people,
I'm smiling, looking at the sun, thinking about all the people.
all the
Thinking
people
about-
that are happy.
Thinking about future Rodney, who's
Yeah.
into formation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I want to come back, guys. You gotta play the Farmagia.
Dude, guys, it's so good.
You're gonna catch Rodney at his place, like in the yard, like digging and putting putting plushies in the ground.
With his Fairy Tale 2 shirt on, obviously.
Chris, I didn't see you.
It's like Rodney's gotten really weird, guys.
That direct changed it.
I'm a new man.
Oh gosh.
All right. Then the next announcement was this one was a surprise. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD,
Coming back, resurrected.
resurrected from the
Nintendo
dead?
Resurrect.
This is I have mixed feelings about this.
Me too.
I
Really?
can't imagine there's many people who haven't played this game that this is the way that they're. I don't know. Like, I feel like everybody's played this game. It came out on Wii in 2009, 2010, and it did very well
What
on
if
the
you were
Wii.
born in 2011?
And then in
Boom.
20,
There you go.
and then
And they are just rearing to play this.
in 2014 or 15, it got re-released on the 3DS
They've
already.
only been 3.
Nobody has a 3DS. Nobody has one.
A lot of people, 3DS sold
I don't think so. I
80
don't think so.
million devices.
Nah, I'm
This
not sure
game
about
sold
that.
a ton. It feels kind of like a weird remake, like remaster.
You know-
Now it's on the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody's using the Wii anymore.
That's really what it comes down to, right? Like, you're right. The Wii sold a crazy amount, and the 3DS even had a really good big audience. But like, even then, none of those audiences were as big as the Switch's audiences. And just like Hannah's astutely pointing out, it's been years since this game came. Well,
You're not gonna buy a Wii to play Donkey Kong. Like, what, I mean, you
No,
know what I mean?
you're right. You're right.
I know.
If they were born in 2011,
we're
now
going back to the
did you just mute me?
Rodney's muted for the rest of the episode.
Did you wait? Is half the table muted right now? And I'm not the one. Guys,
You'll be in the bathroom soon.
What a
anyway.
flip.
this is X Button gaming history.
What a flip.
So in your guys' defense, I guess, of this game, I watched a lot of like reaction videos of the direct after after I watched it, and whereas I was like, why are we getting this? A lot of people are excited for it, so
Yeah.
I'm like, apparently I'm wrong.
No, I don't agree with this, but a lot of people think this is a better game than Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either, but
Tropical Freeze is one of the best platformers of all time.
I
This
agree.
was a great platformer, but Tropical Freeze just improved on
But
everything. I
the
don't know
people
how
I've
this
heard saying this is better than Tropical Freeze is sizable, and I'm a little surprised by it. It makes me, I don't know, I feel like I played this on 3DS.
Is Tropical Freeze already on Switch?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now they have this.
Now they have 2 games.
Well, to be fair, I didn't buy
13-year-olds.
Tropical Switch on Switch, Tropical Freeze on Switch either. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure,
So-
like Rodney is saying, I'm sure there's plenty of people who haven't played it or want to play it again, and this will be the system to buy it on. I would probably buy it at like $20.
Yeah.
But I'm
for-
not buying it at 60.
Agreed. It'd have to be at a steep discount for me to buy it, based on the fact that I have Tropical Freeze already. So what are you? Are you a pass then?
Yeah, I'm a hard pass. I'm not buying this game.
And we're talking about like a first party like Nintendo franchise. Chris is
I
like,
bought it twice
nah.
already. I'm not buying it again. I bought it on Wii. I bought it on
You're right.
3DS.
I can totally see your angle. You're like, kind of like insulted. You're like, why didn't you just give me a new 2D Donkey Kong Country,
Yeah,
you
I'm
losers? But
Yeah.
we kind of know why though, right? Because the last announcement in the direct probably. They don't, who else would they trust to do Donkey Kong Country? I don't know.
I guess that's true. I mean, at this point,
I don't know.
maybe Rare. Just work with Microsoft. To make
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Hannah, you?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, it's a pass for me because I'm not a 13.
well, hold on.
She kind of put me in a corner. Now I can't answer that. Now I have to say pass. I mean, it's not fair.
Also not 13. I'm gonna say perhaps. Like I'm pretty sure I'll find one of these eventually physically somewhere for a good deal on Black Friday or something, and I'll get it and I'll probably play it because I do love these games.
Same.
Generally speaking.
I have the little bit of like, maybe this game needs to do good enough so that they make a new one, because I would like a new Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Or even more so, I'd love a new 3D Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
A la Donkey Kong 64, because like I talked about in the last episode, I was actually a really big fan of that game, and I hate that they've never done another one.
You're gonna have to wait for
So
the
it's-
Switch 2 for that, maybe.
So it's
I
just the
would
fact that
expect
it's
it. Too.
you already have it. That's the main kind of problem.
Yeah, I mean, if there are people who haven't played it and they're excited, then that's cool. I'm excited for them, but it's a game it's already had a re-release, so it's just kind of weird that we're getting it again. But yeah, I don't know. It's still nice to have content, you know.
Yeah.
Is it a little Last of Us feely where they're just like, let's remaster the remaster?
Yeah, because it has the 3DS content. Like there were
Yeah.
some extra 3D levels in the 3DS version, and that's in this version. So
Yeah.
that's basically what they did. This could very well be one of the last Switch first-party releases, or I don't know how to word that because
January 2025, right?
yeah, because
Yeah. Also, yeah. Why? Why is it taking so long for a game to be released for the third time? I'm
I don't
confused
know.
by this.
The
There's a lot of-
HD.
The,
this HD's really taking us some time.
It's really hard to put the sticker on the box,
Yeah.
the HD sticker, so that's what takes so long.
Oh man, so
Yes.
no, it's cool, I guess. Okay, so then the next announcement This is a good one.
I'm fired up for this.
After Donkey Kong, I was ready to turn things off, but then they brought me right back in. That was
Rodney was never leaving. He was planted firmly in the seat.
I was like a tree rooted.
like on the brother ship.
Yeah,
You're on the British
you're like the
ship,
tree
on
sail.
Oh man. So the next announcement,
letting the winds guide me.
so this
Awful.
this was a official announcement because the game had been talked about. Like I think they'd said it was in the works years ago, but nothing's been shown, and it's been kind of like quiet about it for a long time. But they finally showed footage for Dragon Warrior 3 HD 2D remake.
Yes.
So this game was originally an NES game, and then it eventually got a Game Boy Color port, and I guess remake because they upped the graphics and stuff of it. But yeah, since then, it's been pretty much unavailable anywhere else. I don't know if it ever came out in any of the eShops or anything like that, not to my knowledge. And you could get it on like Apple device or like mobile devices, I guess. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, I have not played all the Dragon Warrior games, but I did play the first 3. And in my opinion, this game was way ahead of its time. Mm-hmm. Like for being an NES game, it was shocking. This was one of my favorite Game Boy Color games back in the day because I had it on Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And you start off by creating your party, and you get to pick the class for the 4 party members that you have. Which to me, that was pretty advanced for and especially an NES game, but even a Game Boy Color game at that point, which was late 90s. And it was very the turn-based aspects of it worked really well. I mean, it's Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior. It works well across the board. It's a very good, slow-paced turn-based RPG. It had a lot of really cool like story beats that I liked, and I remember it having this casino or this like mini game in it that was like a board game that you had to work across. You didn't have to play it, but I remember that being a lot of fun. I don't remember what it was called now. I never finished this game, but I remember loving it on Game Boy Color, so I am excited for this. And the 2D HD look, all the Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy is fantastic and a perfect idea for this game.
I think that's why they're putting this one out, because people like this one the most, I guess, before the first and second.
Yeah,
I've heard people say that it's one of the better RPGs. Like they put it on the all-time list when it comes to RPG, and as old as it is, that seems pretty interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's saying something.
I don't know too much of like where people rate all the Dragon Warrior games, but I know 3 is high. Mm-hmm. I know 5 is one of the highest. And so
11 is incredible. Like if you haven't played 11, I think it's like one of the best RPGs on the Switch. Easy. Like I don't know, it'd be tough between that and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with me. I think I'd probably say Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but yeah.
I still need to play it.
Yeah.
I want to. But yeah, so I'm excited for this, and it was also cool that at the end of it, they were was it Yuji Horii, the creator of Dragon Quest, as he was talking about this, he also announced that they're doing a 1 and 2 HD 2D remake as well. So that'll be the whole Eldritch trilogy being re-released. And apparently, I didn't realize this, but apparently 3 is the furthest back story-wise. So
yeah, so this is the first chronologically.
Mm-hmm, so it can release first and be played first.
But when you played it back in the day, it was Dragon Warrior 3? Is that what it was called? Is that what you said?
Dragon Warrior, yeah.
Something like that?
It was Dragon Warrior 3. It's still released third in the series. It just chronologically is the oldest.
Okay.
I keep getting confused because Dragon Warrior was Dragon Quest in America. Wait, which is it? Dragon Quest. It's Dragon Quest in Japan and was Dragon Warrior in America, and then now it's all Dragon Quest. Yeah. Correct?
That makes more sense to be cohesive so that we all know it's the same series.
It was a very confusing
because dragons
naming.
Are a big deal in pop culture. They're all over the place.
Yeah, it's a very confusing naming. Like that, whenever they bring stuff to America, they'd always have to change it to try to appeal to a wider audience. It was weird.
Yeah. Things that stood out to me immediately were I like how they show the caption. They give the credit to Tokyo Metropolitan Symphony Orchestra, who at least did the tune that played through the trailer. But I'm assuming they did the music for the entire game. I'm guessing because they gave them credit right off the bat. I'm pretty sure that was in-game music. The Dragon Quest music is so good. It's really good.
It's fantastic.
It's surprising to me it took me so long to realize it, but I played Dragon Quest 11 and I was like, man, it hits you, man. Just the opening title sequence, it's just like emotion inducing. But yeah, the music's really good. The box art on this game is really
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
it's gorgeous,
So pretty.
and that's saying something.
And when they were like, and now 1 and 2, and it like drew out the picture.
Yes.
And I was like,
Oh, it was
beautiful.
good.
Very
And
well
and it's
done.
not, and it wasn't Toriyama's art, so like it feels like, oh, okay.
Well, he could have done it.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was Toriyama's art though. Like it felt like someone new did it. So like I feel like that makes me feel better. Like the series is still in good hands. You know what I'm saying? Because like he's so attached to the series forever
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the defining aesthetic that he gave it. You know?
Yeah, well, on a side note, they so this game's getting a physical, and they announced a collector's edition of it that same day as the direct, and I was super like, oh, cool. Like, it's always exciting to possibly get a collector's edition based off of a game you already know you like. I'm so sick of these collector's editions.
They've gotten bad, man.
It's $200. And it just comes with a bunch of acrylic standees of the characters and a soundtrack. I'm like, this is not worth $200.
No.
I'm like, you don't get not even a real statue of any of the characters, or like
So
no,
if it came with a real statue, you would be fine.
not necessarily, but that's at least more worth. I'm not saying I would spend it, but I feel like that's
What's
more
in an
worth.
ideal collector's
For
box for you?
$200, it needs to be a statue, a steelbook, soundtrack.
Yeah, if you're talking
The
200,
game.
he's right. You need something real substantial and like literally heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
So
Like you put it on a scale, it's got to weigh like 5 to 10 pounds min.
So in comparison, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero had a collector's edition announced that I missed out on because I wasn't paying attention. That was $220. Comes with an awesome steelbook. Comes with a freaking awesome statue of Goku and Brawly fighting.
That's awesome.
It's literally amazing statue. It comes with the battle pass for the game. It comes with it came with a metal bookmark for whatever reason. It came with trading cards for the Dragon Ball card game that's out right now.
That's pretty cool.
That is a collector's edition.
Yeah.
Like $220. Like I probably wouldn't have spent the money even if I had a chance because I shouldn't right now.
How big
But
is the statue?
I mean, okay, I don't have it in front of me, but the way they make it look is like it's this. Like, nobody can see, but probably like 2 feet wide by,
Yeah.
about 2 feet tall.
There's a
Or
standard-
foot tall. Like it looks like a big statue. This Dragon Quest one I mean, literally just like 12 little acrylic standees and a soundtrack. That's $100 collector's edition.
Yeah.
Maybe then I'd be like, I still probably wouldn't buy it because I think this trend of acrylic standees is dumb. But
But for those people that are into bad collector's edition,
There's somebody out there. Somebody was like,
we got him.
really excited. Yeah. They're like, this is what I wanted out of my Dragon Quest collector's edition.
Your new goal, Rodney, is to find the person who's excited for bad collector's editions.
Done.
I want you
Done.
to introduce
Done deal.
them.
Done deal.
And I want them to not have been paid to say that they're into
You know
it.
what?
I
It's
want
probably-
them to honestly
It's probably like
it.
Alan, honestly. He'll buy a bad Jack collection. I mean, he'll do it. So.
Oh man, but otherwise, yeah, super excited for this.
Hard play for me.
Yeah, it's definite day one play for me.
Pass.
Turn-based or RPG.
Farm
Makes sense.
face.
It's
Yeah,
going to be a
ruins
perhaps.
everything.
If you guys really like it when it comes out, then I'll play it.
I already
I've never
liked
played
it
a Dragon
originally, so I'll
Quest.
like it even more now.
Okay, well, now it's a play.
Wow. Very nice. So you're also going to have a little slime in your hand when you're walking around. That's the plushie that you're. That's the
What is
plushie
he
that
talking
you're
about?
Lola Bunny.
Never mind. I'm moving on.
Sweet Lola.
I will say, was that you said the creator of the Dragon Quest games? That was the guy who was talking?
Yeah.
Nasty trip.
Yeah,
He
right?
was head to toe. I mean, well, not head because his haircut was awful, but the rest of it was great.
It was.
He was holding the slime.
Great shirt. Oh, that's what the. Okay.
The blue,
Gotcha.
little blue
The
smiling.
little blue guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, didn't it make
James
you
wasn't just being creepy.
Didn't it make you
Not just.
happy to see like him
Yes.
holding it? See,
Yeah.
like if we just put like whoever's listening to this, devs wise,
Yeah.
if you're going to make a trailer, put a dev in it, and everyone will be like, oh,
They like their game.
yeah.
They're passionate about this.
Yeah, and seeing like old Japanese men just be like thrilled about these little video games is just
It's cute.
Yeah.
It is.
It's adorable.
He also did you listen to the way he said HD 2D in katakana? Like I was like, how do you even say that? Like you're like
HD.
HD 2D.
Yeah.
It's like this is not a Japanese word at all. It was really funny to listen to.
Okay, so play now from Rodney.
Play now,
And
yep,
pass
yep.
from Hannah.
Play, baby.
Sorry.
Wario.
So the next game was it's a good time to go, James, because I'm sure you don't have anything to say about this. The next game was Funko Fusion, which there are people excited for. There's
There
a
are
lot of
people
Funko
excited for
fans.
that.
The cool thing
Not
about
me.
it, this could be a game that if I got for free could make for a fun multiplayer game. Like I could see it being fun to play like with my
It looked
nephew or
awful.
something.
It looked absolutely vile. By the way. If you're playing with your nephew, yeah, sure, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they bring in all these franchises. Like, it's really weird to see like what's it called? Like Scott Pilgrim and like the Chucky doll like in the same game. Like
Sure,
it's a big stretch, but I don't know.
Is this a game for Funko collectors, or is this a game for people that like games about character? Who is this game for? Can you tell me the demographic? Who's wanting
assume
this?
people who like Funko Pops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I would assume that's the main grab because I see it, I'm just like pass. I don't even buy Funko Pops, so why do I want to play this
seeing
game?
The little collectible statues that you have in 3D now.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Man.
Can you imagine if they were like Amiibo and you could scan them in there and play?
Yeah.
I'm sure
That's
James
the
would
next
love to play
step.
that. James, would you play an Amiibo game?
Oh, nice answer, James.
Wow, man, your voice is really high now. Anyways, he loves it.
It's all
He
that
loves the idea.
Warioing.
Yeah.
Into it.
So, it's not an Amiibo game, but somebody's playing the Funko game.
No, James, when we were watching this, was like, this game couldn't appeal to me less. That was his word. So
Okay, so player pass, guys.
pass.
It's going to be a pass, but somebody out there is saying play.
Yeah,
true.
your nephew.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I said pass. James, what did you say? Pass. He says,
Yeah,
Hannah, you
I
can't answer
yeah.
for him.
Come on.
Oh, he's not answering.
Play.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
James, you changed. Hannah said you weren't going to play it. Oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, liar. Okay, let's move on to the next game. So they showed off another trailer for the soon-to-be-released Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
I mean, is it out today?
Is it today?
It's today.
Okay.
Oh.
So I think it's funny that this game was on 3DS and was called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and now they're just calling it Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Like, they just totally dropped the Dark Moon subtitle. But overall, I loved the first Luigi's Mansion. I hated this game on 3DS.
wow.
Well,
So I, unless they've changed something. So you played Luigi's Mansion 3, right? I haven't played it, but my understanding is it's more like the first one where you were going
haven't
through
played the first one.
the mansion. But so you go through the mansion though, and you're exploring the rooms, and
Yes.
it's all one long game where you go back and forth. And
Yes.
so Luigi's Mansion 2, instead of just going through the mansion and exploring everything and wandering around, it's like a mission structure where you go back to like a hub and you get a mission from Professor Egad, and then you go in and you like explore an area. And then you can only go within the certain area, and you finish that mission, and then you go back to the main area. And like once you finish the mission, it gives you a rating, I believe. It's been a long time since I played it, but it gives you a rating, and then you go back to the main area. It sends you back there immediately, and you get a new mission. And I liked the exploration aspect of the first Luigi's Mansion a lot. Like I liked just going through the mansion and finding things and exploring like an actual like 3D platformer type game. And this was just it felt so like they just took it and constructed it, like deconstructed it and made it worse.
Like it's disconnected, kind of.
Yeah, and some might say that maybe the 3DS couldn't handle it, but the 3DS got a port of the original Luigi's Mansion later, so it obviously could have handled the same kind of gameplay and did, and a lot of other stuff too. So anyway, that being said, I haven't done any research to see if they've changed this game at all. If they took away that mission structure, which I doubt they would do that with a HD port, but if they took that away and made it more exploratory, like the first and third game, I'd be in. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Well, my hot take on this was if anyone could tell me what they thought about it, I would decide if I wanted to play it. And that was such a shining review that I think probably not for me. I really did like 3. I love going into an area and being like, I need to turn over every single thing in this area. Very a la Lego.
Yeah.
Right? Like where it's like, I need to destroy every single thing in this room to make sure there's nothing hiding underneath anything.
But yeah, if you can't do that, that's some of the magic is lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you could do that, but only in a small scale and compared to the big scale. Like
I think that 3 is somewhere between the middle of those two things. You do
Interesting.
have to keep going back to Professor Egad to get like stuff constantly.
maybe you should watch a trailer. Maybe my bad memory of it is tainted, and it's more, it's better than even I remember. I don't know. I mean, it did well. I just didn't like it. I was a big fan of the first game, though. I want to play the third one because I know it has co-op too.
You can borrow it. Do you own it? Mm-mm. Oh, well, you can borrow it from me.
Okay, maybe I'll do that because Jasmine wants to play it too. But
I think she would definitely like it for sure.
yeah, she likes her creepy stuff.
Yeah, it's just a little. It's like friendly creepy, which
Yeah.
is the vibe. It's
Yeah,
very
for sure.
Addams Family of the 60s.
Ba-da-ba-dum. Yeah. So what about you, Rodney? Luigi's Mansion 2?
I've never played any Luigi's Mansion.
Well, this could be your first.
And that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I'll play it. I mean, it looked kind of fun, so yeah.
So
try it out.
it's a play. Day one,
It's a
huh?
play, day one.
You getting it? You bought it today?
Absolutely. I didn't know it was out today, but yeah, I'll say yes.
It's already on the way.
You don't
It's
seem
already
like
on
that
the
big of a fanboy for it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Luigi is my favorite of the Mario brothers.
Out of the two brothers,
Out of the
best.
two brothers, it's got to be Luigi. So I'll play anything involving him.
All right.
So yeah.
So they found their demographic. It's
Yeah,
Rodney.
It's me. It's me.
He is every demographic.
I am every demographic.
What about you, James? Player Pass, Luigi's Mansion 2.
Perhaps because I think Hannah may or may not get. I didn't hear what she said, but
See,
she's usually into Luigi's Mansion.
You
so.
missed Chris just bashing this game into a wall, and then me totally taking back any positive thoughts I had about it.
I crushed her dreams.
Yeah, I was like, well, after that,
Yeah,
no.
like we were all going to play Donkey Kong Country Returns 2, and then we're like, oh, maybe secretly we're in the DKC Returns closet now.
I'm sorry I'm so negative, guys. These
That's
two
cool.
things just upset me.
Yeah, I'd say more of a pass, but perhaps.
Unless they change something, I'm a hard pass. So,
Well,
but Rodney's getting it.
I'm getting it.
He's already got it.
Yeah, I've already got it. It's already
So-
on the mail.
Dude, you just bought it right now?
I just bought it
Let's
just now.
go. So, who's going to be playing the next game after the trailer that they saw? The new Denpa Men.
Pass.
Pass. Can we just move on?
Yeah, but let's talk about this, okay? Was the trailer weird? Obviously. But somebody out there was going, no way, they brought Denpa Men over to the U.S.?
Hey, people like it in
Unreal.
Japan.
So,
I don't know much about it.
You're not wrong.
I will say I wasn't too intrigued from the trailer, but
I mean, yeah, it's for the Denpa Men. It's for those people.
the Denpa Men.
Yeah. All the Denpa Men fans. The Demp fans.
Demps.
They love this game.
The Demp.
I've
They're
heard
not-
it all over the Demp forum.
They are not down in the dimps right now.
Exactly.
I'm down in the dimps.
I just looked up Dempa in the Japanese dictionary, and it means radio wave. Are there
really?
Are there radio waves in this game?
Interesting.
Probably.
Yeah, it's got to be part of it. I didn't. Yeah, whatever. Pass.
Let's blow
You
through.
almost sound intrigued. Almost.
We're going to blow through a couple here.
Yeah.
Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. Player Pass.
Pass.
I wish it was really Metal Slugs.
And because it's not, pass.
Well, if only. Now you know what to do to get Hannah, guys.
Yeah.
Rodney?
It's going to be a pass. I like the other Metal Slug games, but not that one.
Yeah, it's a perhaps. I like Metal Slug. I like deck building games, but I'm not buying it right away. It's
Yeah.
out already, so. Darkest Dungeon 2, Player Pass.
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 I never played the first one, and I don't see myself buying this one, so pass. We'll come back.
That was
to
kind of like the mini
it's the
sizzle
closest
reel,
thing to a sizzle reel.
because there were so many bangers in this direct. you know?
Yeah. And then lastly, before we get, I'm going to go back to the NSO in just a second. But Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero, Player Pass.
Pass. I don't remember what that one was. See, this was like the mid section where it's
This
like
was-
they're just throwing stuff really quickly before we get to the rest.
100%.
Passy pass.
This was that game where it looked really cute, but then the girl can a la Kirby suck phantoms into her and use them or something.
Is
And
that what it was?
yes. So
So Hannah's in.
I mean, yeah, I think if I'm remembering right, I think it had the same kind of you can throw, in the, what was it called? Fantasian?
from
Yeah.
from earlier, where you like can trajectory shot,
That sounds
but it's
right.
with people. So I don't know that I'm in, but
Interesting.
there's
It's a possible, perhaps.
if people like throwing people, this is the game for you.
For those people that like to throw people, we got something
They
for
got
you.
something for you. They got something for you. There's at least one out there. Probably in jail, but you know,
But hey, they might have a Switch.
they might have a Switch. They saw the direct, and
Yeah.
they're
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
win.
pass. All I know about this game is it is either a sequel or a prequel to a PS2 tactical RPG. I remember seeing that game, and I know that game's been ported a couple times, but I have never, ever heard a soul talk about that game. So
Until
I'm
now.
surprised it got a sequel.
in. Until now.
Until now, here we are talking about
They're
it.
clamoring for it. The
Yep.
people
The
throwers.
clamors.
People
Clamoring for
throwers.
it.
It's just looking for somebody to throw.
They're so desperate.
It's such a niche group, but it's nice to see them represented. Here.
Yeah. Much like
you
the
see-
Lola Bunny fans. Finally.
They ain't niche, man.
There is
True.
a
Moving on.
I don't want to know what was massive. NSO. So the NSO, they announced some games for the NSO.
Yes, they did.
So a couple Game Boy Advance ones. This was good. So one was Metroid Zero Mission, and the other one, which is awesome because
Great
it's a
game.
great
Super
game.
cool.
Great game.
And the other one was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past plus Four Swords Adventure. So I think that's really cool because it's online, and I've never played Four Swords Adventure because it was hard as heck to
Yeah.
get four people together with four Game Boy Advances and four link cables to play that game.
Yeah,
Right.
So-
definitely down to play some Four Swords of people.
Yeah, I definitely want to play through it.
Play.
So
Same.
we'll make
Play.
it happen.
Play.
Play.
I think a link to
could have
the
been the fourth.
Sorry.
you denied
don't-
us.
You don't want me
you
there.
denied us a play around the table. Like, anyways,
I mean, Metro Zero Mission, I probably won't play it on here necessarily. Maybe I will. I love the game though. It's a
played-
definite play in general.
I've played it a handful of
It's a
times.
great game.
I'm
It's not
sure I'll
too
play it
terribly
again.
long.
So play.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. And then they announced for the new mature channel.
Yeah,
For all you adults
isn't
out
it
there.
literally its own separate app?
It's its own separate app now.
So you
They don't
just-
want children to play it.
Just for the Lola Bunny fans.
Lola Bunny 64.
Oh yeah, they announced 2 games for this new channel though, which I assume they'll probably bring other games from the different consoles that were already mature. Anyway, so
guess.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter, which is kind of cool. I might actually play it because I've never played that game,
You're gonna realize how mid it is compared to Perfect Dark.
which was also on here.
Yes.
So multiplayer Perfect Dark, let's go. I have the NSO 64 controller. I'm ready to throw down.
Yeah, but I did sadly hear that I don't know what the emulation or whatever of this game was maybe a little bit unfortunate and not the greatest. So
So maybe Turok will be better.
it might be. I don't. Depends on the version. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's still a really decent opportunity to try Perfect Dark out.
Yeah. So all good releases, 4 strong titles for the NSO. I'm always happy to see more games that we can play on there.
And when is Conker's coming? Because that's 17 plus as well.
Oh, that's going on the mature channel for sure. That game has its own Lola Bunnies. All right, the next one, Player Pass, Marvel's vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Pass. Not. We all say pass before Rodney gets to talk about it. He's crying.
Oh yeah, I knew Rodney was excited, so I had to. I didn't even write anything down for this because I just knew Rodney would talk about
All right,
it.
just
so.
mute all the other mics so Rodney can take it away.
The year is 2000.
I love stories.
Bring It On just came out.
Oh man, such a good movie.
I'm just setting the setting.
Yes, yes,
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 comes out, and it is absolute banger. Everyone loves the game.
yes.
Everyone's playing it. They're like, we got to make a sequel. You know, they do it. They announce it in like 2011 or whatever, or 2008, and then it comes out in 2011. So, game is amazing. They ported it to the PS3, Xbox 360, and that was like 2013, I think. And then they just took it off of the store. I don't know if it was licensing because it's 2 different Marvel and Capcom, or because of whatever deal they had with Sony and Xbox. Who knows? It was gone, and nobody could play it unless you had a PS2 copy, which is a lot of money now, or a PS3 copy, which is also a lot of money, or an Xbox, whatever, Xbox 360 or whatever. So it was really hard to get, really hard to play, or you could play it on the PC through emulation or something. I didn't want to do that. So it just kind of seemed like it was dead. There was a thing going around for a while, for people to free MVC2 in 2020, 2021, and it seemed like nothing was coming of that. It just kind of just fizzled out, and everyone was like, okay, well, I guess it's not coming back. We threw our cries out. We wanted it to return, and we got stonewalled. We were just yelling at a brick wall, and nobody's listening to us. Whatever. And then all of a sudden, it shows up in a freaking Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, and it's coming to a freaking PS4. It's coming to PC. And I don't know why not Xbox, but it's just so
Maybe eventually.
crazy that Nintendo resurrected a dead game. It was dead. It came down and it was like, oh man, Lazarus is dead. It's crying. Nintendo is crying. Nintendo's ripping the shirt, and then it's like, okay, stood up and wiped the dust off and was like, all right, Lazarus, come on out. And then,
by Lazarus, you mean Ryu or?
I'm talking about not only MVC2. I'm talking about freaking. They brought back
Punisher.
Children of the Atom, Punisher, like 7 games that nobody
Street Fighter versus
was
X-Men?
playing. I was like, oh my god, like come on, dog. That's insane. That's insane.
I do appreciate that you're giving Nintendo the credit for reviving it. Capcom was like, we're not doing it. And Nintendo's like, we'll pay for it to go to PlayStation 2.
Obviously, it's a huge. I mean, there are a lot of licensing things, so it's obviously a huge sort of development that they had to do to get it to where it is now. But I'm just happy that someone did it, whether it was Capcom or whoever, that they were able to actually put it out. I mean, you had the new cover, and there's Cyclops, and he's doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger handshake with Ryu on the cover. I'm just like, oh my god, it's just so good. They are using I don't think they're using the Dreamcast version as for the port. I think they're using the PS2 version, but either way, both have rollback netcode, which for people that don't know, low latency, low lag. So when you're fighting against somebody online, it's closer to 1-to-1 than if you were using a different kind of coding, and then you punch them a bunch and their health bar stays the same, or they hit you and you hit them and you both have like really low life, and then they win or something, or you win. But it's hard for the computer to tell exactly who through the computer or through the online. So with rollback netcode, it makes it a lot easier. Tournaments a lot easier. Everybody wanted this game, especially for Evo and stuff. So I mean, it's
you think they'll add it back into Evo now?
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's very interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for me, there's all kinds of memories attached to it, just because I remember this was the game when you walked into an arcade, you always wanted to play this game. And this was always the one game in an arcade that there was never an open spot at. There was always two people at it playing each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I remember on the rare occasion that it was open, you'd walk up to it and I would, I literally, this is like literally the roster. I think I'd pick probably like 99 out of 100 times. Wolverine, Spider-Man, because those are my guys, and I'm a Marvel guy, and then Ryu because I'm lame and I've been playing him since 1994 or something. Maybe Ken, I don't know. Or Akuma because he had red hair. I don't know if Akuma was an MVC2. I don't know if he was, but
he was in Marvel Superheroes.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah.
So, but I would get my butt kicked, honestly, over and over again, because it was always like these ringers, these dudes that are just lit, like they put all their quarters into the machine and they just destroy me. But it was just such a fun game. The music was so catchy and all the levels are so stylish. Everybody had their own combos and moves, and it was just such a fun game, even to get your butt kicked in over and over again. Yeah. And like you're right, like even if they just announced that game alone, like people would have lost their minds. But like that whole list of games in a collection, with all the online stuff, and like now, like I'm excited because I can buy it physically, naturally, and I can practice the combos that I could never figure out on my own because I was like, I don't want to spend more quarters to just lose again, situation. But like,
And speaking of Akuma, I think it's Marvel versus Street Fighter. I think that's where he's in it.
Okay.
So, and he was like just a boss character.
Oh, he was?
In that game, but you can play as him, like as Cyber Akuma and stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then in I think Marvel Superheroes, Juggernaut was a boss character, and then you can play as him in that. So there's like a couple characters that were previously unplayable that they are now. And they're probably broken.
Yeah.
I don't care.
and I've never played those games because I played Marvel's Capcom 1 and definitely 2 a lot.
Right.
But I had never played any of those like predecessors. So like that's really exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Punisher had a beat 'em up. Like,
No,
there's some games here I never knew they existed. Like,
I think it's such a random addition because it's fighting games, and then like let's throw the Punisher beat 'em up on here too.
it's weird. It's very. Oh, and the good news, I saw this on Twitter today or yesterday. Full no download required physical. So
Yeah, I was going to mention that if you didn't.
that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
You the game is intact in whole as soon as you put it in your Switch. Like
Buying it on Switch?
or PS4. It's
I'll both. I'll do any of that.
He's triple dipping.
I already
Triple.
wish listed on Steam. I'm getting the Switch version. Whatever it takes to like for them to understand that we want to play this game. I will do it.
He's buying the $200 collector's edition. The really bad collector's edition.
really with the acrylic
acrylic
whatever.
fingers?
I don't care, dude. Oh my god.
And
So
like-
Rodney's the one that likes bad collector's edition.
We figured it out. I told you we would.
This was like so many people's favorite announcement, like all over the internet of the Direct, and like I'm so happy for them, and for me as a casual fan of this, I was stoked for this. So like this was an awesome announcement. Hard play.
It's a hard play for sure.
I can't imagine a game that interests me less.
And then I'll just leave now, guys. So thanks for having me on.
Rodney he's actively
After
dying.
all of the history I just said,
You aren't hyped after Rodney's history lesson?
I am thrilled for Rodney.
It's,
I'm
the
really
hype.
I'm really
can you
happy
just say
for
play
you.
for Rodney? Just say play.
I'm gonna play it.
thank you.
I pass.
you.
For you.
I'm gonna play it too. I am terrible at fighting games, but Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 I have a ton of fond memories of. I just love the rosters. Like
It's so
it can
good.
be Gambit and Psylocke, and I could be Chris Redfield. Like let's go. Or Jill Valentine in 2, wasn't it?
It's gonna be Gambit, Cyclops, and either Jubilee or no, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my.
So you're
list. Yeah.
all Marvel too.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
mostly Marvel. But yeah.
Just I one time I made fun of Jubilee in a Instagram post or something, and Rodney wasted no time to come to Jubilee's defense. I was like, bro, you're making me second guess my Jubilee hate. 'Cause I always
mean,
hated Jubilee when I was a kid.
I've got to say, I've been watching the animated cartoon. Oh, you're naughty right now, but what I'm about to say is
Oh,
she's the most
no.
annoying character.
Have you seen X-Men '97?
No, I haven't. So I'm hoping she.
I'm gonna watch it.
Well, that's why I'm building up to.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of season 4, and I gotta say that cartoon, dude, it slaps,
up.
dude. It holds
People
up.
were saying
It's really
that it's
good.
bad. Oh, I went
No.
back and it's awful. I'm like, oh,
No.
what show are you guys watching?
No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I went back and you're awful.
I was watching Batman the animated. The cartoon, what I hold in a very high esteem, like one of the best cartoons of the '90s, in my opinion. And I started watching this after watching that, and I'm like, I don't know what's better. Like, I really like this a lot. Like, so
yeah.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
fantastic. I love the X-Men animated series.
yeah, I don't know.
Watch '97. It's great.
I like all the
Jubilee
cameos.
gets her flowers. So all the people that are clowning on her, watch X-Men '97.
yeah.
All right.
It is time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of
And
people
your thoughts
excited for this.
on Jubilee?
I have been watching the show like passively with James, and I
Okay.
was like, what is her point?
Sparkle fingers.
All right.
But you know,
sorry I asked.
if you're saying that she gets more better later, then I believe you.
Like,
better.
from my perspective, she's the character that's always like falling in love with the cool dudes that pop up
right.
in whatever random
move
episode.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
She's like,
pass around, or play around the table.
Play.
he's hard play, but it's just funny that Rodney's about to go. As soon as the game's available, he's going to practice Jubilee so hard to kick our butts with
Absolutely.
her.
Absolutely.
He's
I'm going
another-
to show you guys.
I'll show you
man.
how bad Jubilee is.
I'm popping out, showing you guys how good Jubilee is. I mean, come on.
All right, so the next announcement. This was a big one, and one I'm actually very excited for. And that was Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Let's
Which
go!
Also, how many games use the word jamboree in it?
I don't know.
They're going off today with
Completely
the
passed my
names.
mind. I was not paying attention.
Brothership,
You're
Jamboree.
just like
I was freaking out.
like shake convulsing with joy.
I completely missed all of this. I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, he was already comatose after the NBC
Yeah.
announcement.
Oh man, yeah, this game looks really good. Like I feel like they've finally figured out Mario Party again. Like obviously they could disappoint us, but like I feel like Super Mario Party was like okay, they realized that the last two Mario Parties suck.
Yeah.
So they're kind of getting it back, but it still wasn't great. It was
Yeah.
okay. And then I haven't played the last one that came out, but I hear it was good.
You did. You played it with us.
The one between
Yes.
Super Mario Party and
Yes.
oh, I guess I played
There's-
it.
there's
Wasn't very memorable. then,
Super
'cause I
Mario
don't remember playing
Party.
it.
Super Mario Party was the first one that was more,
Yeah.
a lot more motion controls based. We actually played it last weekend with Lily and Lauren. It was actually pretty fun. I thought, especially for newcomers that aren't used to playing Mario parties. Like it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Mario Party Superstars. That's the second one on Switch, I think. That's better. Like it brings back a lot of the classic boards, and it's more like analog controls than motion controls in terms of the mini games. And like this seems like a blend of both of those games, like a nice happy marriage of the two. And I think both those games, in my opinion, are pretty quality Mario Party games, honestly, especially the second one. But like this has a crap ton of mini games, 110 plus. It sounds like 5 new boards, 2 returning.
Yep.
I'm really excited for this game, but I do have a thought.
Okay.
So they have made a definitive Smash Brothers. They have made a definitive Mario Kart. Where's my definitive Mario
Party.
Party?
It was on the 3DS, the top 100.
Wow.
It's just like, okay, like,
That's not true at all. The game's not
It was
good.
all right.
I just feel like, okay, they said 7 boards.
Mhm.
Okay, it's just not that many.
But when you look
Give me all the boards.
I know.
All of them.
I know.
There needs to be DLC
I
that they're
know.
releasing until we have all of the boards.
I know.
Like,
I know.
well, why can't they?
I know what you're saying. Like the hope is that they would do something like you're saying. Like everyone's here. Like it's like in Smash or Mario Kart 8. But like
They're doing it for Switch too. They're gonna do Mario Party Ultimate.
Yes.
It's gonna be on the
Ultimate
Switch, too.
Jamboree.
That would be
Yeah.
super great for me. I would be really excited about that.
Jubilee's gonna have her own board.
Exactly. Yeah.
It makes it better for replayability
When
and
there's
like
more
getting
boards,
people
yeah.
to like come in and be like, I can reel you back into my house and you're gonna play another board with me. Like that's what I want.
You want to reel people in
I want to
here?
reel people into my
That
house.
sounded a little serial killer.
It's just to play Mario. Okay?
So there is a 20-player online versus mode too, which is pretty intense. Like I wonder how
Yeah,
that'll work
that
out.
looks
What are they called? Koopa-thalon?
Yeah, it looked really
You
cool.
say the word.
It's just for the games though, right?
Yeah,
Not
I don't
for
think it's the boards. But that being said, the boards, so I did write them down, the new ones. I thought they all looked, what they showed at least, looked pretty good. Because there was Rainbow Galleria, which is like a mall, and I was like, that's a cool looking level. And then the Roll'em Raceway, that's a really cool, where
I
you're on carts and stuff
know.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's about time, because Mario Party 2 had a lot of really cool ideas, and they really ran with the themes. And I feel like they've just given up on that. And I like that this feels a little bit more like going back to that, like following the theme of the level.
Yeah.
And the other levels that they didn't really show much of were Goomba Lagoon, Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, and King Bowser's Keep. And then the 2 boards from old games were Mario's Rainbow Castle from the OG Mario Party and Western Land from Mario Party 2, which was a really good level.
Yes, sir.
One of probably my favorite from Mario Party 2. So that's a cool addition.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I haven't bought a Mario Party game in a long time, and I think I may buy this one. Like, because Jasmine hates Mario Party, but I like Mario Party, and it's nice to have a party game.
It's a hot take for sure. It's not like a good take, but it's a hot one.
It's a take. I can get her to play. I can not get her to play.
I
normally,
love
though.
to hate that game. It's always fun to play with. It's like Monopoly when you're playing with your family and you're like, oh, I hate you right now, but it's fun.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I play Mario Party.
Yep.
Who's your main on Mario Party? Or Mario Kart for that matter?
Luigi.
Oh,
Every
you're
time.
right. He's your favorite brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Brothership.
Yeah, brothership. Brothership.
No, Brotherhood.
Brother. Yeah. Brotherhood.
All right, so player pass,
Play, of course.
of course. It's Hannah's second play for the day.
This is
Yeah.
definitely a play. Definitely a play.
It's a
Is
pass.
it really only my
It's okay to pass.
Just because Hannah wants it and she doesn't like MVC, I have to say pass on
Look,
that one.
I'm so happy for you. I can hold 2 emotions at the same
All right,
time.
I'm gonna say play then. All right, I'll say play.
Yeah, it's definitely a play for me.
Yes.
Okay, so the next announcement was very big.
This was a big one.
Probably my most excited announcement from the direct.
This honestly kind of stole the show, really,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
So a trailer opens up. Yeah. So they open up with a trailer, and it's Link, and it's Link's Awakening, the Link's Awakening remake version of Link. So immediately you're like, okay, what's this? Because it's not Link's Awakening. So you're thinking maybe it's a sequel or whatever. And as the trailer goes, in this trailer, he fights Ganon, and he gets sucked into a dark hole. And just before he goes down, he takes his bow out and shoots the crystal that was holding Zelda trapped and frees her.
What a boss move, honestly.
Yeah, it really was. And
he doesn't know he's about to die, but he still lets her.
He's got to save her. Got to save the princess. And then so it begins that this game is not led by Link, but instead is led by Zelda, which I think is really cool. And one of the coolest things about it is that it's not just a cut and paste where she's just using a sword and shield. They completely mix up the gameplay. James, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I think we should. After he breaks Zelda out of her little whatever cubicle thing, crystal shard. I don't know.
There it is.
Cubicle. She escapes whatever building they're in, and she walks away from this, like, I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, like dark dimension that keeps expanding, and she walks out over a cliff, and she has her Link moment that he had in Breath of the Wild, where she's looking out over all of Hyrule, and it's just like, and then they pan, and you can see the castle, you can see dungeons, you can see, like, I'm assuming Death Mountain. It looks a lot like the map from A Link to the Past to some degree, but like they're sending a message, right? They're like, this is not the 2D Zelda you're used to anymore, and I think they're kind of intentionally saying, we're freeing you in the same way that Breath of the Wild did and Tears of the Kingdom after that, right? Like, she has an ability called Echoes, is that right? And she has the ability to copy or imitate so many things in the world for solving puzzles, for combat and battling enemies, and you see her doing things that you've never seen Link do in a Zelda game before, and especially in a 2D Zelda game, like climbing on the trees that used to be just barriers to the map, like really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those broken speed runs I see in the future, with all the different things that you could, as the power with the echoes that you can recreate. So it's interesting.
They make it seem like the amount of strategies you can come up with to traverse the map and to beat enemies is borderline endless. Like you can, there's a scene where she's literally using a bed echo that she has to create a staircase to get up to a ledge, and that's like, it seems super random, but that's the point being, like, if you can dream it, you can make it happen in this game, right? If you have the right stuff.
Yep.
It's super cool looking. I've always loved 2D Zeldas. I mean, I like 3D Zeldas too, but I love 2D Zeldas, and I've always appreciated when they get a little more puzzle heavy, which is part of the reason why I like Minish Cap so much, because it had a lot more puzzle aspect to it. And I'm really excited for this game. Like, it's obviously really leaning in. It's not a puzzle game, that might be the wrong term, but it's really leaning into, like, making you think about how you're going to traverse the game.
Yeah. What did you think, Hannah?
I'm excited for it. I've only actually played Link's Awakening. That's the only Zelda game I've played.
Yeah.
The remake?
You like it?
Yeah, I did.
I love that game.
So it's like, it looks the same, and I like that you can play as Zelda, and I like that it is like you said, the puzzle aspect versus the having to jump around aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not good at jumping, guys. I don't know if you know
But
that. I'm super bad at jumping.
But there is jumping in this, because there was jumping in Link's Awakening, so I'm pretty sure that's still intact.
I brought this up on the Discord, and I don't think that people were taking me seriously, but I'm left-handed, and I think it has literally affected the way I can play games. I'm really bad at platforming. I'm not that good at shooters, and I think that there's something to it. And so if you're left-handed, please reach out and you can console me, because
is your brain broken like Hannah?
yeah, like I don't know, but yeah.
I think you mentioned the keyboard thing, switching the
Yeah.
map. I thought that was insane, but
Yeah.
more power to you. I guess.
I was thrilled that that's an option.
Yeah.
So
It's one of those things I've just never had to think about.
It makes a lot of sense, though. Like, left-handed people just don't have an option. You're playing on the
Usually
same
you just
controllers with the
brute
same
force it.
button lay. Yeah, and I'm sure that it is actually a hurdle for a lot of left-handed people.
It's a handicap for sure.
Yeah, I never thought about it
actually
until
is.
she brought it up.
Well,
but
because
like,
I was thinking about when I'm playing Mass Effect, right, and I'm like shooting things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never shoot with this finger. I shoot with this finger, and if there wasn't a trigger on this side, I genuinely don't know how I would shoot. Like
Yeah.
it'd be hard.
yeah,
It's interesting. I wonder what that is because obviously I'm right-handed, but I don't have trouble like using my left hand to do stuff.
You're not doing the as important stuff with your
Yeah.
left hand.
I was trying to think of it this way too.
Okay.
Like
I'm not gonna argue. I don't know.
Like-
On the controller, like
Yeah.
I mean, like this is like the like panning, moving
Yeah.
thing. It's not
Yeah.
the clicking thing.
Yeah,
You're clicking with
like,
your right hand.
Like, dude, imagine if Hannah was trying to play Smash Brothers right for the first time, for example.
I can't play Smash Brothers.
Like, how much does your play with the right hand matter? You know, like for
Yeah.
smash attacks and for grabs, for tilts.
Yeah,
like
I'm not arguing this might be an issue. I'm just saying it's interesting that a left-handed person would. I'm trying to figure out what the struggle would be because like when you play Guitar Hero, I mean at least for me personally, I hold the guitar like this. I'm right-handed, but I only strum with my right hand. I hit all the frets with the left hand, which I would think this would mean this was the slower hand, right?
I can see what you're saying.
So like, that's why I'm saying I'm trying to understand what the issue is.
Yeah, they make
And I-
left-handed guitars though, so it's not
They do?
Great, yeah.
So what is a left-handed when they use a guitar? Do they fret? They use
Yeah.
their right hand to do the frets.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
I
the
guess.
brain, I think.
I guess.
just don't
I guess
understand
the
brain.
strumming hand. I can see what you're saying, but I guess the strum hand would require more dexterity because
You
there's
need
more.
more strength
There's more
behind
oomph
it.
going into it. How did it get here? I'm not sure, but yeah, I know
You've
it.
totally
I know.
just railed this hand.
Hannah, I know exactly. I know exactly. I feel what you're saying.
when I need to click something, like all of a sudden like button mash, I literally have to spin the controller around and put it upside down and like click A really really hard.
Yeah,
Like that. It's like I don't have enough power in my right hand to be able to do it.
yeah, I can see what you're
It's
saying.
interesting.
It's odd. Yeah.
And that explains why you're so bad at the mini games in Mario Party too.
Hi.
Just kidding.
She's not on my team.
Look, it just affects platformers, okay?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Anyway, so back to
I want
Zelda.
to see this in person. I want to watch. This might sound creepy, but I want to watch your
fascinated.
hands while you're doing this to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Zelda looks good.
It was cool.
Seriously though, if there's any left-handed other people out there, please, just like, please, like, don't reach out and be mean. Like, reach out and be nice, okay? Like, don't reach out and be like, nope, you're just dumb. Like, please reach out and be like, I understand your struggle, okay?
If she is dumb, tell her why she's dumb.
I
Help
used
her
left-handed
learn.
scissors literally for like the first time like this weekend, and I was like, wow, this has always been so hard, and it's actually really easy. And I think that I'm just like kind of trying to piece these
it's
things
true.
together for myself.
You're living in a right-handed person's world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, it's Chris is gonna make a left-handed person channel in the Discord. We're just gonna show up, and go nerds.
Get out of here. We're right-handed people are taking this Discord too.
But yeah, Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Aonuma showed up, so he definitely has a hand in this, and that tracks because he had a huge hand as the producer of Breath of the Wild, and they're breaking conventions with this game in a number of ways, not just it being Zelda as the main character, which is really cool for the girls. You get your game.
Doesn't
and
just have to be for
I'm
the
stoked
girls.
for it. No, but I mean, like you get your like they get
condescending.
people have wanted Zelda to have her own game for years, and she got it.
Yeah.
Like the Legend of Zelda finally. Well, it made sense a lot. Maybe made a lot of sense. Tears of the Kingdom, but now it definitely makes sense. It's Zelda's game.
It's the Legend of Link.
All this Legend of Link stuff sounds really sexist, honestly. If you ask me.
Wow.
Anyways,
Oh man.
there was I did see her creating echoes of spiders hanging from webs
No.
to swing across away. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but I'm not a fan.
I saw her creating what else did I write? I don't know. There was all kinds of weird and wacky echoes that she was creating, and even Aonuma said he's like, I don't even know how many things you can echo in this game. Those were literally
Echo
his
the
words.
rock and then hit the guy with it, you know, and
Yeah.
then make the guy after. It's like
Yes,
geez Louise.
yeah, you can echo enemies themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this another people throwing game?
Yeah. Oh yes.
That throws so many people.
Those people got multiple games in this
Yeah.
direct.
Wow. They're so happy.
They're
They are
so happy
excited.
today.
They're on top of the world right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so I do wonder though, because
Throwing people off of it.
Well, it's flat.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm not a flat earther.
I gotta go. I'm not with that guy.
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Kyrie just entered the chat.
Oh man.
So like Breath of the Wild changed the way dungeons were played. You could do 'em, basically there was many ways to solve a dungeon and to play out a dungeon. Are they going to carry that through to this game too? Because historically, 2D Zelda games, they're not just linear in general. The dungeons themselves are linear in nature too, and that you have to get a key into this one room, and then you got to go to that room to get a dungeon map. You got to go to this room for a compass. You got to go to that room to get this item. They can get you to the one room that has the boss key to get you. Like they're generally very linear. I'm getting the feeling these are not going to be linear dungeons anymore. Also, I could be wrong, but like, are we going to have a boss key? I don't know.
Nintendo's
You know what I'm
allowed
saying?
to evolve.
Yeah, I do wonder how it's going to affect dungeons and if they're going to feel better or if they're going to feel. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to feel.
I know people are going to break the game.
Oh yeah.
Like even if there's a key, they're going to use the bed to climb over the,
the
door or something.
Exactly.
Like
They'll figure things
they'll
out.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see what people do with it. I'm excited. I'm just excited to play it. I think it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who would have had this? Who would have guessed that we're getting not? There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, we're probably going to get like I don't know, like." Again, we were all thinking remakes and remasters, right? Like maybe this is going to be a Link to the Past remake, or I heard a lot of people saying Capcom's, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Age. Maybe those get a remake because honestly, those would be really good games to remake. But we got a brand new Zelda game in 2D. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that they'll also release it on Switch too, though? Probably.
Like
I
a
think so.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, if the rumors are true, then the Switch 2 will upscale these games. So they might not need to make it again. But I mean, that's just I don't know. Who knows what to expect?
I hope they run better because that was the one thing about Link's Awakening that got a little bit of criticism is that it kind of chugged. It had like some frame rate issues that it would dip for some reason. Like people would make jokes about how Breath of the Wild is a much more demanding game and you never have frame rate dips in Breath of the Wild, but you had frame rate dips in a 2D Zelda game like Link's Awakening, the remake. It was really weird. But yeah, I think it'll be better on Switch 2, but we don't need it on Switch 2. We're getting it in like 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah, September.
It's crazy.
September.
I'm excited.
Play it on the way down to Portland Retro Gaming.
Oh, this is a very good contender for showing up to PAX and having some swag.
Dude, I want the swag.
That'd be so cool
If Nintendo shows,
if Nintendo shows.
they got to show. They got to show
They will. They've been there every year other than the dark year.
the dark year. We'll see you guys on PAX Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, so player pass.
Play.
Hard play.
Let's play.
Everybody's
Yeah.
playing. Let's go. This is only the second game of the night where we're all playing.
What was the first one? Brothership?
Yeah. Because some people don't like to play fun games. I don't know what it is, but
I'm a different genre.
You just wouldn't stop talking about Jubilee. She had to go
that's
past.
true. Yeah. That's what turned her off. Yeah. Yeah.
More than Lola Bunny, even.
That's a completely separate issue.
Oh man. Okay, so then
just think she has cool powers. Let's just point that out. Let's
She
move
does have-
on.
she has a cool power.
Let's move on.
I'm trying to move us on.
All right.
James wants to
trying.
talk about Jubilee and Lola Bunny.
All right, sorry guys, Wario.
Well, you're leaving at the perfect time, I guess, because we're going to talk about Just Dance 2025.
Heyo.
Player pass.
Play.
Let's go, homie.
Let's play it.
Oh yeah.
I'll come on over.
Lady Gaga.
Absolutely.
Play Hannah.
I've never played these games, so I can't honestly say pass.
You've never played.
I've never played them. This is another game for the Switch Sports people, like the moving games. You can lose some weight
Lose some weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
while
It's
you're dancing.
Fun.
I remember in probably 2011, 2012, one of the earlier Just Dance games at PAX. They used to have a stage where you go up and dance, and I went up there one year like an idiot and looked real stupid.
I bet you
People
looked
probably
fantastic.
loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was.
You probably have some
If
fans.
TikTok would have been a thing, then I would have been a sensation.
I'm sure.
When it was like, it was one of the, like, obviously when we had the Wii, it was like Wii Sports, but Just Dance was also like, my parents love that game.
Yeah.
We would all, like, my parents, all my siblings, we were just all for a whole night, not every night, but just dancing all night long, and we're just having so much fun. Obviously we're not great dancers, so it was just the funny as well to watch each other, but I love that game. It's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time me and Alex were at the Reynolds house, but they weren't there. Like, we were there and they were coming home. I don't know, I had a key, so they knew we were there. But we were playing Just Dance, and we were dancing to Wannabe by the Spice Girls. And they came home right as we're in the middle of that. Definitely looks cool. Me, and
Yeah,
Alex.
I bet they were very impressed by your skills.
The only memories I have, I remember that, and then I remember I would go to the Desarts house, which you guys all know the Desarts, and we'd play Just Dance sometimes. And I remember that Rasmussen song. What's that song called? Is it called Rasmussen? The Rah Rah Rasputin.
Rasputin, yeah.
Yeah, not Rasputin.
I was like, who's that?
We've already spent more time talking about Just Dance than I wanted to.
Hey, it's fun. I love that game.
It is
whenever
fun.
we had a graduation party, put Just Dance on the screen. You
Just
know?
Dance.
And people are eating and stuff and playing Just Dance, and it's fun. You know?
It's a game with purpose.
Yeah.
It's dancing.
Dance.
It's very, very real purpose. So I guess it's a play for you guys, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not going to buy it personally, but someone has it and they're like, want to dance? It's like, sure.
Everybody come on over. Hannah, come on over. We'll
Okay.
play Just Dance. I'll buy
James
it.
is excited. Look at
James
he's
is ecstatic.
giddy with excitement.
Yeah.
He's so ecstatic that he had to go to the bathroom. He was pooping his pants.
Okay, so we're all gonna play Just Dance, I guess.
Mm-hmm,
Lego Horizon Adventures was next. I mean, it's cool that they're doing a Lego version of the Horizon games, and it's cool. It's on Switch, but I'm passing.
I'm going to pass. I found it strange that they're doing this in the first place. I don't know who asked for this.
It's a surprise. To
I
be
know
sure,
it's
but
I know it's
welcome.
like Sony's one of Sony's like major franchises or whatever because they made two of them, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess people really like that game, but I don't know who's
If you like that game, but with like dumb Lego humor,
Yeah.
this is the game for you.
This is the game for you. Somebody's asking for
Somebody-
it. Somebody is
Somebody
asking for it.
who really loves Horizon has a child, and they're like, you can't play this game yet.
True.
But
You
you
can be the hot
play-
dog suit man.
Yes,
Exactly.
you can do that though.
See, I almost wavered by Hannah help me. So
Yes,
Yeah.
I just
somebody wants
brought
to
you
play
back
it.
to the path.
Yep. Somebody wants to play that.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
don't
pass.
though.
I don't, but
But it's the right idea,
It's a
Lego.
good idea.
Like, you know, like playing these. We like the Lego games, just maybe not this one.
yeah.
Yeah,
But somebody wants that. Like,
Somebody does.
Somebody will be excited for
somebody
it.
wants it.
Okay, next.
let us know in the comments. Who wants to play Lego
Are you excited for
Horizon?
Lego Horizon Adventures? James is. He said he's playing it.
Yeah.
Is that's going to be a pass, guys. However, I do like the uniting power of Nintendo, bringing an Xbox game, or I guess a Microsoft game like Perfect Dark, and a Sony game like Horizon into the same direct.
Yep.
So, again,
Again.
they reached out to the Sony demographic
Yeah.
and the Microsoft
If they
demographic.
made a Lego Perfect Dark, would you play it?
Yes, kind of quite yes. Hard yes, hard play. I don't know how they do that.
They're smashing through the
Oh my
barriers.
god,
I love it.
That honestly is a very like a first person
Trailblazing.
Lego
Yeah.
first person shooter. That'd be interesting.
That would be kind of interesting.
How enemies would just explode, but they'd be Legos explode. Oh man,
The gore is
this,
gone.
this could be a really cool idea. Actually,
Good idea.
why have we not done this yet?
Write
They
that
had
down. Write
Lego
that down.
They already did Lego Grand Theft Auto basically with Lego City Undercover.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Okay, next announcement was Stray, which originally came out on PlayStation, then went to Xbox, now coming to Switch. If you haven't played this game and you like cats, play this game. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
there
all
you
there's
go.
to it.
See?
It's a really good game.
Somebody wants to play.
Yeah, I've
it.
heard it's a really good game. It was Game of the Year contender.
No,
Or one
I-
of the nominees.
I really enjoyed this game a lot. They did a really good job.
This is for me as a perhaps, definitely not a pass,
It's
but
a
I'm
play.
not sure I'm going to play it either.
No, you should play it.
Okay, fine.
Hannah, you gonna play it? Hannah's gonna play it.
Yep.
So
She was nodding. Yeah.
she loves cats. She would be a heretic if she didn't play it.
I do love cats.
It's a great game. Everybody should play it. There's no excuse not to. It's on Switch now. You can
Chris,
play it on the
Chris,
go.
Chris insists.
You know,
It's a good game. It really
I've
is.
heard it is very good.
And it's not that long. It's not that much of a commitment.
yeah, I mean, if it's on Game Pass, so
So then play it on Game Pass. Why haven't you
Yeah.
already played it? You guys,
I've been busy.
you're fools.
Wow.
I've been busy.
It's like it's a good game. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of you. You guys own cats.
Yeah,
Everybody who owns cats should play Stray.
This is a game for people with cats.
It is.
who
People who
haven't
like cool cats.
Who haven't already played this.
This game is really good. Like it really is. It's the exploring in this game is really good. There is so much detail and like it's amazing that a game with very little dialogue has so much character development. It is very good.
Did
like
you cry actual tears?
no, it wasn't a sad game. it was just really good. Like I truly feel like this is one of those games that there's very little excuse for many people not to play it. It's not very hard. But it's not boring. Like it hits a lot of strides very well. It's to me it's a must play for a lot of people.
I'll get it on Switch physical when it comes out.
Do
I'll
it.
get the $200 collector's edition.
Yeah, it comes with a real cat.
Oh, dang, a real cat. Is it alive?
There's just a note that says you have to take care of this now.
Don't feed it after dark. Okay, then next.
I love dogs.
Stray, dog version coming to a
That would be great.
coming to a
That
Nintendo
would be
Direct near
great.
you.
I think it's cool that they put it on the Switch. More platforms. So that's cool.
Nobody asked Ronnie.
I'll check it out.
Have you played Nintendogs?
It's so good. Okay, next, Tales of the Shire. It's a Lord of the Rings game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so people were hitting me up and being like,
Yeah, Johanna.
watch the trailer for this. Oh my gosh, it's your kind of game. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, it's a farm sim. It's not only a farm sim, it's a cooking farm sim, which is the worst kind of farm sim. But okay, so like
They like to eat.
it seems like it's like, yeah, it's just that mechanic of like you're growing things and then you're like making small talk with your neighbors, and that's cool. It's great. I don't know that if it wasn't Lord of the Rings, what is drawing people to this game. The graphics are not super great.
Yeah, it didn't look
It's
super
coming
pretty.
out really soon, so they're not going to get much better. And yeah, I don't know. It's like maybe if I get down my list of things and I'm like, well, I haven't played a farm sim in a while. And it comes out and everyone's like, it's the most amazing thing. I've always wanted to be a hobbit and I love it. Like, maybe.
Okay.
I actually have a lot
strong
of
perhaps.
I have
glowing
a
endorsement.
lot of thoughts about it. I really want to like it. Could they have not like focused on like a different part of Lord of the Rings? Like give me an elf sim. Like I'd be so down for
yeah,
that.
like
an
I'd be
Uruk-hai
so
sim.
Set in
down for
Rivendell,
that. Yeah,
set in
like,
an Uruk-hai cave.
I want to see what
Like a
elves
hole in
do
the
all
ground.
day.
Wait, I guess a hobbit hole also.
Yeah, like no, I think it's a very cute idea. Like I'm happy that they're making it. I just don't know.
I suppose the cooking like focus makes sense, like because they're hobbits and the whole.
Is it because they have hair on their feet?
No, it's just a cooking mechanic. I love hobbits.
You got to make breakfast. What about second breakfast?
Yes.
What about 11sies?
Well, James, there's only one answer for you. Are you playing it?
This is a strong
play.
perhaps.
You can't call yourself a Lord of the Rings fan and not play this
Yes,
game.
I can. Yes, I can. I'm curious. Curiously, perhaps about that.
Look, if it comes out and people were like, "This is amazing," like,
Yeah.
then sure.
Oh,
Like,
so your
I-
followers.
but I just don't like. It needs to find a way to separate itself from all
Here, I
the
thought you
other
guys were
farm
leaders.
sims.
It is Lord of the Rings. How many of the other farm sims are Lord of the Rings?
True.
Are you gonna play this?
No, this is a hard pass. I have no desire to play this.
Okay, you don't need to convince me. I have strong opinions.
Do they really have hair on their feet? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
On the soles, like on the
Yeah.
top. Oh, I will say, I saw a
Soles
bearded
are
dwarf. I'm sure it was a dwarf. I don't think it was a hobbit.
In real life,
It was.
or-
It was a lady. It was a. No,
He got really excited. I'm like, what's happening?
I was like, stop, stop.
you know the whole joke in the Two
That I would
Towers
cut.
where they're all on horseback and they're
No,
like
I haven't watched those
they're
movies.
going to Helm's Deep. That's a whole other issue. We got to hang out soon. You can show me some Jubilee. I can show you some other
All
stuff.
right, all right.
Lola Bunny.
You beat me to it.
This is gonna follow me to the end of the earth. Anyways, there was the whole thing where Gimli was talking to the one girl that was kind of feeling it for Aragorn, but he already was with the Anyways, he was talking about that there are dwarves that are women, but they're bearded, kind of thing. So you can't tell them apart from men. And that was the whole joke. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a bearded lady dwarf in this trailer for the game, and I was
you're
like,
excited.
I remember being like, oh, there it is.
Yes!
She's right there.
It's canon.
I don't know why she was in.
Why would
I don't,
there be a dwarf?
I don't know,
in-
but I'm pretty sure. Watch a trailer after we're done here. I'm pretty sure it was a lady dwarf.
Maybe it's just like accessibility for people. Like people want to see themselves as a bearded hobbit.
Maybe.
What's next on the list?
It's a
Oh
What's next on the list?
For bearded women, this direct got you where you needed it.
You
Yeah,
can
I guess.
do it.
Okay, Ace
Anyways.
Attorney Investigation Collection.
Yes. Play.
Yeah, this is a hard play.
Hard play?
I've only ever played one of so these are the Miles games, right? Like it's not the Phoenix Wright games. I've only ever played one Phoenix Wright game, the first one. The first one that came to America at least. And I really like that game. It's really fun. It was fun yelling at your DS, like yelling objection and stuff. Like it was a good game. And I never played any of the other ones, but I've always kind of wanted to. So I feel like this might be a good jumping back on point. I don't know if there's too much else to say about it, but they're cool games.
I mean, I've never played them before. It's here now. Nintendo, once again, resurrecting. So I'm all for it.
Nintendo are like necromancers.
They also made something available in this that hadn't been available in the U.S. before. The second one is a sequel that was only available in Japan prior to this collection. So they
Even
brought
better.
from what I understand now, the entirety of this collection is now available on Switch, which is
cool.
really cool.
Yeah. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to trying to play them again. Or play this series for the first time. I don't know why I said it again.
Yeah, I played the first one too. I did like it.
Yeah.
So.
Once again, Nintendo, bringing everybody back.
Lawyers. This is a game for
Lawyers, bearded ladies, people throwers.
Everybody's here. Everybody's enjoying
The
it.
whole circus of people here.
Yeah. Everybody you'd find at a carnival. They're all here.
They're all ready for. They were all excited
They're
for this
all
direct.
ready for this direct.
They are all things to all people. Was this direct?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Bible references. Then the next two games, I feel like nobody here is probably that excited for. Is the 100 Lone? Is that what
100 Line.
100 Line. Okay, autocorrect. I was like, the 100 Lone sounds stupid.
That was part of
100
the Phoenix Wright game.
The 100 Line Last Defense, which is done by the Danganronpa team. Which
for
apparently
somebody.
it looks like an RPG though. Which the Danganronpa games were visual novels.
Yeah.
So it's a very different style. But that team probably has enough goodwill behind them that people will play this just because. But I don't know much about any of those games, so I don't have anything to say here.
I really like that there's like a time limit. And there's like, you have 100 days to defend the academy and then you have to stop. Will I play it? No. But,
But
I
she
like
knows
that. I like that there is a time limit though. Sometimes with games, like, I mean, like I do like a game that like goes on and on and on. But sometimes when I'm like, right from the beginning, I know there's an end to this. I like that.
Yeah, it's nice to know the ends in sight. I'll probably pass though.
Yeah.
I'll probably pass, but it's for somebody. It always has that distinct Danganronpa style, so somebody out there is going to play it just for that.
Yeah. It could be a game I play in the future. I recently just bought the first Danganronpa on Vita. I haven't played it yet, though. So maybe I'll play that and be like, wow, this is really good, and play the whole series and just be like, I need to eat up everything they do from this moment forward.
I think it's like very like thriller, like mystery, murder mystery kind of thing. So
I like that.
yeah.
But I'm passing on this game.
Well, what about Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven?
Pass.
Is there romance? Or why is
don't
it
think
called
so.
romancing? I was trying to look it
I
up
don't know.
and
You're romancing the saga. It's the second one. What are we talking
but
about?
it's like SAGA.
Uh-huh.
Saga.
And-
Is that a Japanese word? Could be a Japanese word.
No.
Sakaguchi.
This is an old series, and I've never played any of them. A lot of them have been really bad. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. It's interesting that they're remaking one of them because it's not. The Romancing series is not one that I've ever heard a lot of clamoring for, like to be ported and remade and stuff.
Because
Like,
the name is misleading.
probably.
Okay.
Romancing?
Yeah. Romancing. There's no romance, I don't believe.
That's
So.
that's upsetting. No. Just stop.
All right, let's move into the end here. Now that we kind of fell off here a little bit. We got really hyped up when we got Mario Party, Marvel vs. Capcom, Zelda,
Yep,
and
yep.
now nobody wanted to play Stray or Tales of the Shire, no matter how much I tried to talk them into it.
Hey,
said
I said perhaps for sure.
Perhaps isn't good enough.
And there's somebody out there that wants to play it with you, Chris. All right? So let's just say,
If you want to play Stray with me, hit me up.
yeah,
It's a great game. Really great. Okay, so the last announcement was probably the biggest one. It wasn't an announcement, I guess, because it's been announced for 7 years almost.
Yeah. It exists.
But it's still here. It's finally shown. They finally showed gameplay and footage for Metroid Prime 4, titled Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Pretty
Yep.
sick logo. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Agreed.
Very cool.
So who's going to start?
You go ahead.
I got thoughts. I got lots of thoughts, actually. And
He actually has a lot of thoughts.
Can I ask a question? before we
yes,
start?
please, you do.
Do you really think it's 7-year development, or do you think it's more like 3?
I mean, halfway through they scrapped it and restarted. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
well,
it? Do we know
never
that for sure? Do we know for sure they scrapped and then they restarted?
we don't.
It would make sense.
It sounds like they scrapped a lot of it. They might not have scrapped all of it, but
I know
way
that-
that what was that? It wasn't like a direct. I don't know where that announcement when they announced that they were.
showed a JPEG.
Yeah. I can't. It's hard for me to imagine that they weren't working on this game for what 3 or 4 years when they took Bandai Namco and said, "No, thank you. We'll try somebody else." I can't imagine they didn't use something from that, but maybe they didn't. I don't know.
It wouldn't be un-Nintendo to just be like, no, we're starting completely over.
Yeah.
But you're right. There may have been ideas, characters, some of the gameplay that was created that they kept and rolled over.
Yeah.
But if they didn't like it so much that
Yeah.
they cut the original whatever that development team was out
Yeah.
and brought a new one in, there's a good chance they started from scratch.
Yeah.
Or very close to it.
And if we are really working on like a 3-4 year like development time by the time this game comes out, like if it's really good, that's going to be quite the accomplishment in today's video game landscape.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like for, because it takes like we were talking before, 6, 7, 8 years sometimes to develop a really truly like breakout landmark type of game. But I was really excited right off the bat when I saw the letters pop up, right? Cosmic Year 20X9, whatever year that would be, Galactic Federation Research Facility. I don't know why I'm using this voice, but but I mean, you knew immediately it was Metroid. You're like, it's Metroid, and they wouldn't have saved Metroid Prime 2 remastered for the last reveal, so this has to be a Metroid Prime 4, you'd assume. And so I was okay. I'm gonna sound ungrateful at parts here, but like my emotions went all over the place the first time I watched this trailer. Like because you got to understand.
laughed,
It's
you cried.
like you're saying. Like I'm a massive Metroid fan. Chris understands. We're big Metroid fans. I'm a really big Metroid Prime fan, especially. And I could feel like as soon as that came up and I knew it was going to be Metroid Prime, I was like, I could feel like the 7 years of expectations and the weight of it and all the jokes and Metroid Prime 4 has become a punchline. It really has been for years because they're like, it's never coming. It's never coming. And then her ship lands and she jumps out and I was just like, oh my God.
It's just like, jeez Louise, people.
Whenever she jumps out of her ship and does the flips and lands and everything, you're like, I'm always thinking like, is there any cooler character in the Nintendo universe? I don't think there is. You guys tell me somebody else that's a cooler Nintendo character and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
One guy's wearing a tunic, the other guy is a plumber. Yeah, I think it's the Space Bounty Hunter.
No, agreed. But okay, so that said, I was hyped, very excited, but like really like kind of scared at the same time because I'm like, what if this crash and burns? And I gotta be honest, at first, like watching the gameplay, the visor pops up and she's walking into this war clearly that's going on or whatever this planet's going on. Like I was a little underwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. Like visually speaking, I was sure it was Metroid Prime 4, but at the same time, like I wasn't sure if the gameplay they were showing us was Metroid Prime. Could it possibly be 2 or 3 remastered? Because the first one looked so good, remastered. So to me personally, it didn't stand out a lot compared to Metroid Prime Remastered in terms of visuals, in terms of like the way the game runs. But like,
And you
Go
thought
ahead.
the Indiana Jones trailer looked good?
no.
I know. I was shocked too. I was like texting him. I'm like, oh my gosh, we weren't together when we watched the Nintendo Direct, and I was like, oh my gosh, he must be so happy. And he's like, I have thoughts. I'm saving them for the podcast. He literally said that. He has not discussed this with me till now.
I wanted to like, because I was like, I don't want to just like lash out and be like, this is terrible when I don't feel like it's terrible,
You
But
become
like,
the thing you swore to destroy.
so they showed the title. It was Metroid Prime 4, and did they show right after that? I don't know when they showed the title in the trailer, but like at that point it was confirmed. And then fast forward to like after this direct spin up, like people were like, the general like temperature was really like, oh my God, it's here, it exists. Like, and people were like, I can't believe this. There's no way this is running on Switch 1. And like my reaction to that was the same as when I was watching the trailer. I was like, this looks like Metroid Prime Remastered, because it does. But then, and so the answer to that is, this definitely could have been and probably was running on Switch 1. I don't care what anyone says. Like, when people are saying that, like either they're caught up in the hype, or which is fine. I'm hyped too, but like That or they didn't play.
Sound.
I know. Or they didn't play Metroid Prime Remastered, which I think that's one of the reasons I'm really upset too. Like clearly, so many people have not played Metroid Prime Remastered because they thought this game was clearly a Switch 2 title when it looks a lot like Metroid Prime 1 Remastered, visually speaking, like the way it runs. You know what I'm saying? And then I let that sit with me for a couple days. I thought about my thoughts. I tried to like process my feelings about it. And I've kind of come out on the other end. Like I'm still really, really hyped for this game. And is the fact that this looks a lot like Metroid Prime Remastered a hit on Metroid Prime 4, or is that really just showing how good the development team is that worked on Metroid Prime Remastered? The fact that they could accomplish a remaster that was that good, that polished, ran that well at 60 frames, like this, I have no doubt at all that this game is going to be good, that it's going to be a banger because that one was so good. I'm just confused by people's I think I was just confused by people's reactions to it, and it was hard for me to like process that at first, like that it didn't look a lot different, a lot better than Metroid Prime Remastered did. But
it sounds like you played the game, the first one, and you're like, "This is good. It looks good," and then you see this one, and you're like, "Yeah, it looks still good."
Yeah,
it's like they're both similar in quality, so I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
It's not a bad thing. I think it's I guess in my head it was a casualty of expectations, right? You're waiting for 7 years and you build up all these expectations in your head and you're like, it's going to be insane once it gets announced, kind of thing.
Okay.
But like again, Metroid Prime 1 Remastered is a really, really good game and it looks really good on this. It's literally one of the best looking games on the Switch. So for me to complain about this looking like one of the best games on the Switch is ridiculous when you think about it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think that was part of why I was upset is like there's clearly so many people that haven't played Metroid Prime Remastered. Otherwise, they would not be saying these things like it can't run on Switch 1 because it definitely can.
Maybe it's they're keeping it sort of lower resolution or whatever you want to say, graphical quality or whatever, just so it can play on the Switch and then the next one.
Well, that's the whole other thing too, right? Like this could just be the Switch 1 version. There could be a Switch 2 version. Maybe Switch 2 launches with this game and it's a cross-platform one. I hope it is, but if not, like I'm still going to be very happy. Like that's where I've settled on this. Like the game still looks really good. It looks like Metroid Prime, and Metroid Prime is one of the best games of all time, if you ask me. If you ask a lot of people, the first one especially. So I'm really excited. I know it doesn't sound like it the way I was like.
Sounds cautiously pessimistic.
Okay, I think what I'm saying is my expectations are where they should be now. They're not sky high where they shouldn't have been, especially when, like you said, a project got canned halfway through because Nintendo was not happy with it. That rarely happens, but when it does happen, it's not usually a good sign for a game, right? When a game gets restarted, when a movie gets restarted halfway through making a movie, it's usually not a good sign for the game or the movie that eventually comes, but I have all the faith in the world this team's going to do good. And the trailer was, my stupid complaints at first aside, it was a really good trailer. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't notice it
at
all. So
I'm sorry.
I thought it looked good.
And you play Metroid Prime Remastered too. So like,
Yeah.
So I think I just had unrealistic expectations at first.
I felt like it didn't really show very much. I mean, I like the idea that there was obviously some kind of battle or war going on. What just makes me... Metroid has always been such a solo endeavor. Like, there's not a lot of other characters or a lot. You're always fighting everything. Nobody else is fighting each other. So it does make me intrigued to see like what's, a little bit more like the story. What's going on? Like, what is she walking into?
Yeah.
But as far as like graphically goes, I maybe it is too. Like when it comes to like Switch and just Nintendo in general, I keep my expectations. Like I don't have expectations because I don't expect a Switch game to ever look that good. Metroid Prime Remastered did look really good.
Yeah.
And obviously Tears of the Kingdom looked good too, but they just, generally speaking, we're not getting like the most beautiful stuff graphically. But that being said, I almost feel like I should watch it again just to see if I can pick up on what you're saying, because I just didn't. Like, I just watched it and was like, yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, well, you see what I'm saying, though, right? Like when you watched the trailer, did you get the feeling like, oh, this has to be on? This could be running on Switch too. Was that your thought?
I didn't think that.
A lot of people on the internet were thinking that.
Yeah, I don't know about
that.
A lot.
Stop looking at what people on the internet are saying.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that was the general reaction by a lot of people. They're like, "Wow, that looks really good." There's no way this could be running on the Switch.
A lot of people have a general reaction you don't agree with, though.
It's fair, but like,
often.
Yeah, I tend to zag when people say.
I get what you're saying, though. I get it. I didn't see any of it. I was just like, I think I'm with Chris where I don't expect Switch, even with Tears of the Kingdom, I'm like, it looks good, for a Switch game, but
Yeah.
it's not crazy.
Sure.
It's not Horizon, right? But when I saw the game, I was like, wow, that looks really good. So I haven't played Metroid Prime, or the remastered. So for
play it.
me, it
Please,
was just like,
please do.
I will, yeah. But for me, I was just like, yeah. I mean, it was a very very short trailer, but it looked good to me. So I don't know.
No, it like at a baseline level, it does look really good. And again, it's like one of the benchmarks for one of the best, prettiest games on the Switch is Metroid Prime Remastered. So that's where I settled on it. Was like, it was already a really good looking game. Why am I expecting it to look so much better when that was never going to happen? And the fact is, like we said, it could be a Switch 2 game also, and that could look better and cleaner, and it likely will.
Yeah, and if that's the case, they probably have to be careful about what they showed, even if it is
Exactly.
going to be, because they have to be.
They're not. They weren't going to show. That's the other. They weren't going to show anything in this direct that was running on Switch 2. They wouldn't. There was no scenario where that was ever going to happen.
Yeah. At this point, they're probably really trying to have the Switch become the best-selling console of all time. So they probably want to be careful about getting people to stop buying it too soon.
Yeah.
Which is why they're releasing another limited edition Switch Lite, which I guess we didn't talk about, but me.
What did you think of the? Did you recognize the character that pops up in the trailer with the line coming across his mask? Did you
I
recognize
don't
him?
even remember. It was early.
I
So
didn't.
I need to watch.
I
it
didn't
again,
recognize him, but he's a hunter from Metroid Prime Hunters on DS. His name is. I didn't know this either, but like it went.
That's cool, and honestly, more reason why I should actually play Hunters. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I know.
never have.
I've been. That's on my. I got my eyes on you list. So there you
Yeah.
go. But his name's Silix apparently. He's another.
That's cool.
Bounty
I like
hunter.
that they're bringing in, because that would be a relatively niche game in comparison to any other Metroid game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And
I
the
didn't put that together.
The music too, like there were
Oh, yeah.
there were brief clips of the music, but it was like I was immediately like, I need this on vinyl right now.
Exactly.
Give me these clips on vinyl.
Where's the boot? Where's the boot?
Like the ship coming down, it was like so quiet. I'm like, what's happening? And then when she jumps out and then it starts, I'm like, all right, I'm in. all right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you need to play the remaster, the Prime 1 remaster. It's fantastic.
It's so good, dude.
Will do.
It's such a good. It's I think it's one of the best games on the Switch, and it's a remaster of a game that came out on the GameCube.
It's one of the best remasters that I've played
Yeah.
too. Like, they did a great job of fixing anything that hasn't aged well in that game and making it work.
But to my point, think about this. I think I know why they didn't unveil or release or tease Metroid Prime 2 remastered or 3 remastered. Assuming we're getting them, so which seems like a safe assumption, even though this game's only coming out next year. Can you imagine if they had released or teased Metroid Prime 2 or 3 remastered and then showed the trailer for Metroid Prime 4? What would the
Yeah, that would
can
definitely
you
take
see
some
what
of
I'm
the wind
saying?
out of the
It would have
sails.
sucked the wind out of the sails because they would have looked like each other.
Yeah.
But
No, I know what you mean. I kind of hope we get them, because it would be a shame to release Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Prime 1 remaster, but no 2 or 3 for the people that want all the story to connect it all.
yeah,
So
I hope you're right. But at the same time, I guess I wouldn't be. It's Nintendo, so it wouldn't shock me at all if they didn't bring 2 or 3. And those aren't considered the best ones anyways. They're a good game. They're still really good games, but they're not
they're
considered
definitely
not
the
as good
best.
as the first.
So what about you, Hannah? What are your thoughts?
I thought that the nice little jungle scene at the end was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's true. They panned out over the it was like jungly, beachy. Was it a beach? No, there was waterfalls. Hannah loves waterfalls.
I got a little angry because it reminded me of Donkey Kong. But
I think it's a great place for Samus to take off her suit.
hello.
Wow, chicka bow. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I will not be playing this game. I am not a Metroid fan. Did you know, actually, when me and James were dating, at the time when I was extremely broke, he offered me $100 if I could beat Metroid, the original
The
one.
original? That's
Yeah.
a hard task.
And yeah, I couldn't do it at all. I tried really hard to, and he didn't give me any money for that.
But I respected the effort.
He married you. That was your gift.
So,
Or your curse.
yeah.
Yeah. It's probably because you didn't have a left-handed controller. That would have helped a lot, honestly. There's a lot of platforming. Metroid, there's a lot of platforming, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
True.
When you have to move and jump at the same time, it creates a lot of problems
No,
for me.
and in Metroid, you got to move, jump, and shoot at the same time.
Yeah, I can't do that
That's a
at
lot.
all.
It's pretty demanding for
Yeah,
Hannah's hands.
yeah. My small.
Well, I'm sorry that you're
left-handed
left-handed.
hands. It's okay.
You make me feel bad for all left-handers.
There's probably
I
a
used to
lot
think
of.
they were cool, but now I don't know.
I think that they're capable. We have a little bit of a handicap, and I just want people to acknowledge that.
Okay, yeah. Do you guys get the placards to put in your cars?
No, but would you like to know a fun fact?
Yeah,
So
I love fun
actually, there is more of a chance of a left-handed person using right-handed things like right-handed scissors or like interacting the world as a left-handed person. There's more of a chance of you dying from right-handed things than you winning the lottery.
Oh, you should start playing the lottery then.
Yeah. No. I think I'm going to die from right-handed things. You missed the point of this trivia fact. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that you'll die from right-handed scissors. Don't run with them.
I will try my best not to.
Well, you've made me really have a lot to think about when it comes to left-handed people.
I'm glad. Representation.
I know, like a dozen left-handed people.
At least a dozen.
Now I feel bad for all that they haven't been able to achieve in life, like finishing Metroid.
Look, there's probably a lot of really great left-handed platformer people.
I'd like to hear from more left-handed people.
Please reach out.
Tell us about your platforming skills.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first-person shooter skills.
Yeah.
Are you good at these things? Is it just Hannah?
Is it just me? It could just be me. I'm trying to find a reason why I'm bad at these games. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a factor, Hannah. Some would say, "Oh, it's just because you just get good. You're just bad at these games." But
Yeah.
some people are
I
just
mean,
bad
that's
at some
possible.
game.
It's
Yeah, it's
possible.
definitely could be part of the equation. But
But I'm
get
good at other things.
you actually are. You are.
You actually are.
You actually are.
Actually.
All right, Metroid Prime 4 player pass.
That's play.
Yeah,
Play.
100%. It's a play.
Is Samus left-handed? Or...
Wait,
she has a cannon on the right.
the cannon's on the right. I think Samus is left-handed.
Oh,
I think Samus is left-handed, Hannah. I think that would, because when she's grabbing onto ledges with her
Yes.
left hand, she has to be left-handed.
Yeah. Well, no, it says she's ambidextrous.
Oh, even better. Yeah. She's the best of both worlds.
You know, like
She's her.
She doesn't usually climb, but she does climb in Metroid Prime Fusion. She had to be grabbing with her left hand.
There you go.
Let's go.
Wow.
Metroid Fusion, not Metroid Prime Fusion.
James, did you keep track of all the plays and passes?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No, I didn't. So, but there was a lot of games. Rodney's about to play almost all
I'm
of
gonna
them.
play them all, and I'll report back the next time I'm on.
Do
How good every single game was.
Yeah, I'm excited. I
That
mean,
was-
it'll be a couple years until after Metroid Prime comes out, but
How would you all rate the direct if you had to rate it?
10 out of 10.
we,
10 out of
we
10.
knew that was coming, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow,
say,
baby.
I'm gonna say solid, strong 9, edging on 9.5, but 9.
Anything lower is disrespectful. Chris? Anna?
I would say, because there was a lot of games that I'm actually interested in playing, I would say this is like an 8.5. You know, it can't be a 10 without Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's I get it.
So
We're-
that's my franchise.
Yep.
The Animal Crossing people did not get what they were looking for today.
8.5 is basically a 9. All right, so Chris, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say 8.5, but now I'm gonna say 8.
Oh, unreal.
I have to give it an 8.5 because obviously new Zelda, new Mario and Luigi, the Marvel vs. Capcom. So like the third party stuff was on fire. The first party stuff was on fire. I kind of like Hannah with Animal Crossing. Like it's always going to be hard for me to give it a 10 unless I get the one killer title that I really
Yeah.
want. And
Which
even
is?
though Metroid
Which
Prime
is?
4, like either Mother 3 or New Golden Sun, one of those would be huge for me.
Well, yeah.
This
You
was
got your 10 out of 10 game.
I did.
So that's why it's a 10 out of 10 for you.
True. I think it's
Where's my 10 out of 10 game?
the 10 out of 10. It encompasses all of
If
the
the-
direct. And I will explain. It's not just me. It's for everybody. There's first party and third party, just like Chris said, for everybody. And then there's those little sprinkles of, I don't care about it, the farming sims, the whatever, that they put in that somebody else is going to love. And I love that for them. Hey, more power to you. So
You know what?
I think it's a 10 out of 10 because of
I
that.
think I can give it a 9. I think I can comfortably give it a 9. And I will say this:
I did it, everybody. I did it.
I think I could give it a 9.5 even.
Wow.
But I feel, to me personally, the Luigi's Mansion 2 and Donkey Kong HD feel like they're so meh that it kind of like brings it down a little bit. And some of the third-party stuff wasn't great, but that's not the point. That doesn't really ruin much for me. But the fact that Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D
that's true.
got that, like, and for a moment I forgot that is really big. Obviously Zelda, the NSO releases were all strong, so like there was more. I think it's definitely a 9.
If you just shove away the things that you don't care about and just look at the list of things that you do care about, it's a 10 out of 10. Or at least a 9. It's like, it's a lot better. There was a lot of stuff.
I appreciate what you're doing,
Rodney.
Rodney.
I'm redacting the score I gave. Consider this something we have not considered a part of the equation. The expectations definitely factor into this direct. We expected basically a meh to crap Nintendo Direct, and we got far from that. Like the virtual opposite, right? Like the dying breaths of the Nintendo Switch, and this was an insane direct with not just remakes and remasters, brand new entries in Zelda, one of my favorite franchises, Metroid, one of my favorite franchises. Like the only franchise of my favorites that didn't get a game in here is Pokemon. Like that's the only thing that could have made this like closer to like it would have cemented it as a 10. But like when you factor in the games that I love, they got brand new entries, shown gameplay, and the fact that the expectations were low, I'm going 9.5.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
9.5.
I appreciate you.
9.5.
Yeah. That's a 9. It was a great direct, and like James said, it really blew expectations out of the water. I don't see giving it 10 unless it was perfect, and for you, it was. It announced.
For me, it was.
Yeah.
So like, but for me, it was close, but not all the way there.
It didn't have just that one last title that you needed. For me,
I needed something to push you over the edge.
I get it. For me, it was nearly perfect. So I feel you.
All right, well, let's move on to the Discord. Since we rated it, I did ask in Discord what game that people are looking forward to the most from the Direct, and if they were to rank it, what would they rate it? So to start, Ben Livid said he's most excited for Mario and Luigi, and he gave it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. Great job. Great job. I knew I liked you for a reason.
Jared Bear said, since Metroid Prime 4 has been announced a century ago for a new game, I think it's Brotherhood. To be fair, it's a tough call on what was all announced. But 8.5 grade for me. Solid direct.
Thank you, Jar.
Vomnik said Mario and Luigi and an 8.5. He said it would have been a 9 if there was a Fire Emblem announcement like Jimmy promised.
I'm honestly shocked there wasn't a Fire Emblem game in this. It's coming.
Yeah, probably.
Nintendo's just messing with our minds.
Yeah.
Legendary said, I may be alone in this, but Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade classics. I'm ready for it to take me for a ride once again. Overall, the presentation was a solid 8 for me. A lot of cool announcements and games to look forward to.
Gotta be higher than that, Gary. Gotta be higher than that, my man. With Marvel alone, I mean.
You're just gonna have to take Jubilee, just
I gotta show him a thing or two. Gotta take him for a ride. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
Phrasing.
I saw your face, Chris. Let's move on.
Now I rock a teller suit.
Yeah, that song is fire, dude. It's so good.
Absolutely.
It's good.
Whole soundtrack.
Now I rock a teller suit said Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. The Echo mechanic should lead to multiple ways to solve problems and create the open-ended feel that made Breath of the Wild special.
Yes, sir.
Lucigi Jaden said stoked for Zelda, but I'll give it to Metroid Prime 4. It's got me wanting to try the first Prime again.
Oh, play it, Jaden. Play it.
I said overall for a late in the system's life direct, it far exceeded my expectations. 9.5 out of 10.
Thank you, Jaden.
Yeah,
I knew I liked you.
That's why.
Perfect.
Right on point.
The Alextravaganza said, I think you already know my choice. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I'm assuming he means Metroid Prime 4. Then he said, I would give it a solid 8.
Wow.
Come on, brother. An 8.
Haterade.
The haterade coming from these people.
Okay, then Connor Snow said, Funko Fusion actually seems really cool. I'll give it a 9 out of 10, the direct.
Nice.
So, somebody's looking forward to Funko Fusion.
Hey, I'm glad someone's getting that game they wanted it. That's cool.
Then Darren or D Desart 7 said Dragon Quest 3, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, Zelda, and Nintendo World Championship. 8 out of 10 for me. Okay, Darren. To be fair,
Come on, Darren.
That many games, it feels more like a 9.
Yeah.
Said nine.
I'm
I mean,
re-ranking. Darren
he
said
li-
9.
Yeah, Darren said 9.
He meant 9.
He
Good
meant
job,
9.
Darren.
He's like
9.5, really.
He needed the Pokemon title. He like me. That's what didn't he would have edged it to 10 territory.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. There's like everybody's going 8, 9.5. It's like there's that one little thing that they needed. I'm surprised. I mean, it had so much stuff, but whatever. Okay,
I'm
all
with
right.
you, dude. I'm with you.
Hey,
I'm
Sorry-
with you, dude.
Sorry, we all disappointed you, Rodney.
I feel
Only
like-
a little bit. Only that last little bit that you needed. You only disappointed me that last little bit.
Sorry. Get used to it.
Is that all the answers?
That's all the answers. So thank you, everybody, for your responses. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry about the crap fest, splat fest.
Oh, God.
Wait, he's talking about everybody's reviews.
Yeah.
If there was a splat, that's what would have made edged it into 9 territory for people. A new splat fest from Splatoon 3.
Yeah, that's
Team
true.
farts.
No
Team turds.
Okay.
Team diarrhea.
No.
Okay. Thanks
Stop.
for ending it on
Wow.
that.
What the heck, man?
So
What team?
we ranked
What
Stop.
team would you go
Team,
with?
Stop.
we ranked the direct. Now, in conclusion, James finally got muted. Why don't
Took him.
just to close it up? Why don't you say that you're the game you're most excited from the direct? Hannah, let's start with you.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Hey, let's go.
All right. It's got to be Marvel.
Yeah,
It's Marvel.
It couldn't have been anything else for Rodney.
Couldn't have been.
Jimbo.
I mean, I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4, but like I said, my expectations are more moderately placed now. Echoes of Wisdom for sure.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 isn't the answer specifically because it's already been announced.
That's fair.
I'm going to be excited for it. But I've already felt this excitement 7 years ago when it was originally announced. That was probably my favorite announcement back then.
Sure.
For me, it's definitely Echoes of Wisdom, and that's saying a lot because Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D is something I'm super excited for. But honorable mention to Mario Party Jamboree because I haven't been excited for a Mario Party in a long time.
Yes. It's exciting.
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm excited for that game.
How long was it since it was announced? The Metroid?
7 years.
So I mean, it's kind of similar to Marvel, you know, like it was gone. It was gone, and then it came back to
Yeah,
life. You know
that's
what I mean?
fair.
Do you guys understand this? Like, I want the listeners to
Yeah.
just like say in the Discord or in the Instagram or whatever. Just like, I hope
Yeah.
you're getting the feeling, the hype that I'm trying to produce here.
I know what you're
I
saying.
hope you understand.
I felt very similarly. Was it last year? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I don't know. Whenever Metroid Dread was announced, that game was considered dead. It was
Yeah,
considered
that's a
dormant.
good one. Yeah.
The fifth Metroid in the franchise was supposed to be like it was written off and in Legends. You know. Like,
no, it was like not possible. It wasn't gonna happen.
and when it came, people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's
here.
It's
Well,
Metroid
And they're
5."
showing
Unlike
gameplay.
Prime 4, though, Prime 4 was announced, and they even came back and said, like, this game's still being made, but we started from
Yeah,
scratch.
that's true.
Dread was
true.
a game that was announced for DS, and they never said anything. It just
Yeah.
disappeared from the face of the earth.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was gone. Like,
Yeah.
nobody expected anything from it, because the last time it had even been heard about was 2006 in a Nintendo Power,
Yeah.
and games people were excited for.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's all that they had. So that was a huge deal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It was huge.
I'm sure that game's nothing like what it originally was going to be, but still, it was fantastic.
Metroid Dread was very good.
But yeah, overall, it was a fantastic direct, and I wouldn't blame anybody for giving it a 10. It was near perfect, and like Jaden said, for an end of life console direct, like
Definitely.
absolutely nuts. So, any final thoughts before we close out?
Go watch Acolyte Episode 5 as soon as possible.
Go watch Bring It On 2000.
Elisha Dushku.
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Over Eliza Dushku?
They were both in it.
Yeah.
I'm not picking one.
You're
or
not
the other.
picking one or the other?
No,
Oh.
it would be Eliza.
What about Jesse Bradford?
It's Eliza. It's the douche goo. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hannah, your thoughts on Bring It On?
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Me and Jasmine just
Gabrielle
watched it
Union?
again recently. That's true. She is in
Gabrielle
that.
Union is in it.
She's married to Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
Oh, you know about Dwayne Wade. Very nice.
I know my
Very
sports.
I also
He
agree-
knows his Bring It
I
On.
also agree with James though. The Acolyte season episode 5 was like mind
I know.
blowing. I was just sitting there like, I'm so happy. I like was missing stuff because I was just saying that over and over. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
We could have done a 2-hour episode on that episode alone, dude.
Yeah.
Like I could have a top 10 moments from that I liked. Like it was good.
Go watch it. Don't
Go
be
watch
a
it.
hater.
Go watch it.
That isn't going to change anybody's mind.
Please go watch it.
Yeah.
Please,
I intend to watch it, so
please do.
Watch 4 before though, obviously.
just go straight to 5.
Watch it in
one-
order. Thank
Watch
you.
1 through 5, Acolyte, and then watch Bring It On afterwards.
yeah, and then
You're not
You'll
having a
end
good
the
day.
movie on a strong note.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then a strong note.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks guys for joining. Thank you, Rodney, for all your positivity.
You're welcome.
You were really into this direct.
I was.
I'm glad
It's
dude,
good.
I feel you, dude. It was a really strong direct.
It's good.
Yeah.
And I really am. I appreciate your guys' patience with my health.
So, anyways, I just
stop.
think
Stop. We don't have to bring it up again.
Lola Bunny.
I mean, I like other directs have been, pretty solid, but I think this one brought the heat. There was like tons of stuff, and there was stuff for everybody. So
I agree.
that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's a great direct. Great episode. I honestly thought this would be a shorter one because we
should've
only
known
had the
better.
direct, but we are incapable of keeping it under 3 hours now. So,
Oh wow, that long,
but
huh?
close. Almost
Okay.
kept it under 3 hours.
If we cut down all of James's
Yeah.
talk, I think it'll be
We can
closer.
get it. Yeah.
You're not going to want to trim that.
James is just missing from the whole episode.
Yeah,
You're not going to want to cut that
I
cheese.
can go in and just take out James.
I was thinking in my head of how to.
Oh,
I think we should just end it. Right?
Yeah,
I think it's
we're done.
We're done.
James is done.
We're done.
The last time I had you two on an episode together, I had to cut your mics at the end of the episode too.
Oh, my head hurts. I don't know if it's because it's funny or because I need more water.
Oh my god.
Well, if you actually want to ever listen to another episode after this, make sure you like, you subscribe. I'm looking to try to up my subscriber count on YouTube, so if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the YouTube, even if you don't, not just to YouTube, but to the X Button Gaming account on YouTube. Even if you don't watch or listen to the podcast on there, you don't care about YouTube, it still helps. So I ask my loyal friends and listeners to do that for me.
We'd be happy to. And I can't wait for.
You haven't already done it?
Jaden's. I think I'm pretty sure I have.
Get out of here.
I'm looking forward to Jaden's
Thumbnail?
thumbnail for this episode.
already
What's he
done.
going to put in it? It's
already
already done.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I give him information before we record, and he gets it done.
Okay, well, he's gonna have to
Quickly.
change a lot because there's a lot happening in this episode.
We're gonna need Lola Bunny. We're gonna need like Wario.
Yeah, Jubilee's got to be thrown in there. There's got to be some sort of.
People are going to be like, what is this thumbnail? Oh, man, that alone might get people to won't listen. Then turn away after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But anyway, thanks again, guys. Yeah, until the next episode. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we will see you on the next episode. I bet you thought I forgot, didn't you? You of little faith. Remember to always press X to continue.